Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Teams Show here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. It is Wednesday, the 25th of June, 2025. We are here ahead of round 16. It's going to be the Blues and the Power tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. And we are proudly brought to you by Mr. Cabinets, a proud sponsor of the Team Show. How are we all? How are we all doing? What's the story? Got a few debutantes to talk about today. We've got illnesses. We've got interviews. There might be a press conference ready to watch. There's lots to get through, and we're going to find out the final teams in about an hour and 20 minutes. We're going to find out all about how you are all doing, and we're going to move on. We're going to get on with it because tomorrow night there's another game to be played, just like that. Yeah. Hello, Logan. That 360 promo brought back Teague Day memories. We're back in the headlines again. We're sacking the coach again. We're trading our stars again. Yeah, it does. It does have a bit of that about it, doesn't it? Like, really? Like, we're here again? Yeah. It really does have a bit of that. Zonked Steel. I'm also excited for Flynn Young and Billy the Kid Wilson. I wonder who comes out. Hello, Paul. Excited to see some kids play tomorrow. Hopefully they're allowed to express themselves and their passion and pride rubs off on our older egos. I love that. Hope you're well, mate. Fermi. Hello, mate. You think Akers and Sard will be lucky to hold their spots? We will see. Sard was on the plane. Hello, Danielle. You're tuning in from Samoa. That's so cool. If you want to call in, you're welcome to. If anybody wants to call in, they're welcome to. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Hey, Julie. Hey, Lou. Ciao, Jonathan Terlato. Drunkil. Chicho. Chicho, you sent me one of the funniest messages of the day, which I'm not going to be repeating on this show, but just know that you made me cry from laughter. Danny, hello, mate. You want me to blow the trumpet? I don't know why, but fuck it. Hey! Why not, mate? G'day, Lou. Doc and Akers to be dropped, you think, or you say. Cool. Aiden, Carol Binns dropped. Akers, Doc, Sard, still no balls. Wait, so who is being... Wait, do you know, Aiden or Lou, who's being dropped? Or are you just saying if they aren't dropped? I'm confused. Blue Bagger, hello. Oh, okay, sorry. Assumption. Christine, hello. Andy, hello, mate. I see you here in the waiting room. I will get to you shortly. Dens, hello, mate. Vossi's presser was horrendous. Okay, I haven't watched it yet. We will watch it together, but I haven't watched it yet. The Cesc 95, Frankie Sachs here. Oh, hello, mate. Robbie Varley on the hamster wheel of hope. Oh no, I'm pretty hopeless now. I haven't been able to quite find meaning just yet, but I'll get there. I've got some soul searching to do this week. Maybe we'll find the answer in this show. Who knows? Hello, Tatum's Tantrum. Apparently no Pito either. Let's see. Zonk Steel. If you watch the video of the debutants, you can see most of the players who played last week, but not all. Well, you know what? We will watch that video. I've got them all lined up. CFC ahead. Rocco Morrow. Chris Cheney, you are here. Sandra, hello. Hello, Jen. Crossing everything. Yeah. Dione, hello. Chris. Christina Bombonati. Hey, Tez, anyone else having audio issues with the stream? Don't know. I haven't heard any sound just yet, but we'll see. Hello, Diana. Bringing popcorn tomorrow. Why do I get the feeling that tomorrow is going to be like at 1:30 in the morning, 600 of you live on the fan cams, and we're all just sitting there like, What are we doing with our lives? I just got that feeling about it. Joel is here. Hello, mate. Forza, you made a few team quizzes on Sporkle if we need something to do. Yes, please. You know what? Yeah, send that through. It won't work if you just put it in the chat. I mean, it might. You can try. See if I can click the link. But if you want to send it to me maybe on Facebook Messenger, or if you want to email it to me, that'd be perfect. Mitch Cleary said Binns and Carroll weren't at the captain's run. Okay. Hello, DC Golf. $3 donation. Thank you very much, Danielle. You are having a cold shower. No worries. Hello, Hunter. DC Golf. Audio is fine. Okay, audio is good. If your audio is ever playing up, refresh the stream, swipe out of the app, re-get into the app. Usually works for most people. G'day, Johnny Holden. Good to have you live, mate. What time is the pre-match tomorrow? I will be live for game day tomorrow at midday. We'll have a little lunch together about that. Yeah. Can I send it to you on Instagram? Sure, you can send it to me on Instagram. Just type done in this live chat so I know to check it. All right, I'm going to get a few guests in quickly, and then we're going to watch some videos, and we'll go from there. Let's go to the UK first, because Paul is here. Hello, mate.
Hi, Terry. Good morning. How are you?
Very good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, mate. I was a bit concerned about you last weekend. You look really drained and tired emotionally.
I was.
How are you feeling now? Are you back up now?
Yeah, I bounced back. I bounced back quicker than ever. Yeah, I'm able to process a bit quicker. During the shows, it's obviously draining, but like not that I'm complaining about it. It just is a drain because I also feel the result. But I find that I am bouncing back quicker than years past. So I don't know if that means I'm learning to deal with it better, or if I don't know what it means actually.
I don't know, mate. But I mean, I just feel the love from the fan base on here for you and for the channel, that everybody is in these difficult times, everybody's holding each other up, and everybody is really supporting you, and you must feed off that love and that energy. And to be honest, that's the only thing that must keep you going at the moment, surely.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think I'm an empathetic person by nature. I get it from my mum, and I think that's kind of like everyone's got their thing that they are, and I've identified that as being my thing. That does help give me energy a bit, and just feeling like I can be there for somebody else makes me feel alive in a sense. Like you feel like you're a human when you're doing something for someone else. So I do get a bit of energy from that for sure. And I think at the end of the day, I mean, I love what I do. I love the club. I love meeting people like you. And like, I think one of the big stories in my perspective of 2025 will be you. I don't think you realize the impact that your story has had on like myself and the channel as well, given you're not connected to the country, you're not living in the country, you found the sport organically, you found the channel organically, and now you're just so rusted on. It's that gives me life.
Yeah, and through the tough times, mate, and the good times will come. And I'm super excited. I'll be getting on that plane in just over 2 weeks' time, heading in your direction. So look out, here I come.
Mate, I'm taking you to my favorite cafe in Melbourne when you're here. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, looking forward to that, mate. So tomorrow, unfortunately, timing wise, again, I should be working, so I can't watch it live. But I'm really excited to see more youngsters playing. I just hope and pray that they're allowed to play and express themselves and show some pace. And, it does seem to me that we've got way too many older egos in our side. And I hope that some of the youngsters bring that passion, because they'll certainly show a lot of pride wearing the shirt. And that's all we want to see now. I mean, if we're not going to make the finals, you just want them playing for the shirt. You know, the fans want to get excited about the future now, and just let the youngsters play, because they are the future of this club, and that's what we all want to see. You know, it's helping me to look forward to games when we bring these kids in. I've no idea who they're going to replace, but I'll be looking forward to finding out. And yeah, super buzzing for tomorrow, and for getting out to see you all. And look, it's not taken very long, but I love this club, mate. Go Blues. Can't wait to get out and see you all. Really
Nah, I
can't.
love it, mate. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the kids will give some energy. I think Billy Wilson is one in particular who has had to wait a nice while to get his opportunity, and he's gone through ups and downs in the VFL. And then the last 6 weeks, he's 6-7 weeks, they're saying he's just found something else. And so he's knocked down the door. And, you know, that's going to be an excitement creator. And then young Flynn Young, who is a premiership player for Werribee, and he can play. And so they'll be unpredictable. And maybe that's something we need.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, you're right. You know, can it get any worse? I actually don't think it can get any worse. I'm still swinging both ways with regards to Voss. He certainly shows a lot of passion out there. I mean, the way he was getting stuck into the players at 3/4 time last week, it certainly means a lot to him. I know he must see his job is on the line. So whether he's just not a good coach, or whether it's the people around him, you know, whether the egos in the club, maybe it's kind of them and us. I've seen it in British sport over here. You know, is it a scenario maybe not quite so bad, where in the old days, if I go back to English county cricket, maybe like 20, 30 years ago, it used to be a case of the top players had their own dressing room, and the first year players and the young players weren't allowed to mix with them or train with them. I'm sure it's not like that now, but it kind of, you know, gives me that feeling. Well, is it a bit them and us? And I really hope it isn't. And if it is, then some of them need to be moved on, mate, in my opinion, anyway.
Well said, mate. I think that's the big reality of what's coming for us in October.
Aye. Listen, I'll let you go. I'll let you move on, and I will catch up with you very soon on my journey.
Sounds good, mate. Take care.
You too. Cheers now. Bye.
See ya. Love, Paul. Hey, Felix, can you please send me the link on its own so I can like literally oh no, never mind. I got it. Can you? Okay, hang on a minute. Sorry, guys. One moment. Let me just make sure I've got it. Okay, great. Felix, thank you. We'll play the game later. All right, waiting room. Let's go. Captain Bobblehead. Andy, hello, mate.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Good. Ready?
I'll be at the game tomorrow, and was actually tossing up whether to go, because it's really like weather is miserable here. Like it's bad, raining, cold, windy, and yeah, it's not pleasant. And yeah, it was funny. Like a couple of years ago, Carlton just had year after year where they wouldn't come to SA. And now in the last couple of years, we're actually getting gifted like lots of games. This year, they're coming here 3 times. And the fact that I don't want to go and see them kills me. But it's just, yeah, it's just getting very, very dour. you gotta, like, I know you'll get to it later, but watch Vossi's presser. It's frustrating at its core. He's directly asked, "Is your game plan, able to stack up against the top 8 sides, the contested brand that you play?" And he says, "It's an excellent viewing style, and it's how can you argue with being the number 1 contested team?" So just hearing that kind of stuff, he goes on to say, "Oh, you need to have other elements," but he's just doubling down on his method, and yeah, it just asks more questions than it answers because it's not working. Like, it is not working. Last week, kicking backwards, kicking sideways. Like, if you're telling me that's what you're telling to the players to hold, get them on the counter, then we're doomed. And it's going to be exit for him if he keeps going that road. So yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, I'm just not liking things that I'm hearing. I think he's like, if I'm going to go, I'm going to go on my terms, which is fine. But
I think that might be fair. Like,
yeah,
if you're going to go down on your own sword. If that's the way it's going to play out, then yeah. I mean, I will watch it late. We'll watch it shortly, but yeah, I'm curious to see how it all played out. We'll watch it with video, and yeah.
A question I've got for you, Terry. Have you ever managed people in business, or not even business, in your personal life or in business?
Yeah.
And you'd know as well as anyone, it's one of the hardest things to do. So I've done it in my career. It's been one of the hardest things that I've done in my life is managing people, being consistent, having a game plan, seeing it through. When things go wrong, making tweaks to not completely fall off what your plan is, but being vulnerable and open to change to ensure that the end goal is hit, right? And that's the thing that I failed to see with him is the openness to change. He makes changes, but the fundamental principle and how he wants them to play isn't changing. So putting Ollie Hollands on the wing to defense, that's a change, but how they play is not changing. And that's the thing that gets me up in arms with how he's leading this team. And there's all this call with strip it down, get rid of the players, change all of those things. And believe me, I think certain players need to go, but they're not bad, all of them. But you can see, last week, you could see on their face, they are like, I don't want to be here. Could you imagine getting paid 500-600 grand and having that look on your face in front of tens of thousands of fans?
So I'll add to what you're saying as well. And I think one thing that we're not speaking about, I think we are subconsciously, but I don't know if we're speaking about it as clearly, right? Because I'm with you. And I think just to go another level into that, I remember being at a company and we knew things were in the shit. We knew we weren't profitable. We knew jobs were getting cut because of that. We knew, and we could see, the company was pretty transparent, and we had, our numbers of the monthly income in front of us for everyone to see. So we knew that we didn't know who was next, but we knew someone was next. And I think, if I'm guessing, which we all are, we know change is coming. We know that a new direction is coming. We know that a new CEO is coming, and he's going to have his own stamp of authority, and he's using this year to, he's got his notebook out, and he's writing notes, and he's going to be making changes, and he's being billed as this agent of change. So whether you're a player, whether you're a staff member, whether you are a coach, whatever, that some people are going. So naturally that's going to get you a little tense. And I just feel that in the players too. I just feel it everywhere. They're going into a little bit of self-preservation mode. They're trying to keep their own jobs. Before you know it, You're going to start seeing, I mean, if it hasn't happened already, you'll start seeing finger pointing behind the scenes. You'll start seeing snaking happen behind people's backs. And all of that creates a really toxic environment. And we only get to see the window of the environment on the football field. But it can be a bit of a microcosm of what's going on, upstairs and throughout the whole club. And I do think that's a big factor as to what is happening and why they can't be connected, because they know that they're about to be disconnected.
So I totally agree. And I've also been in businesses where it's been going like, so same role. I've been the leader. Things are going amazing. Review the numbers on the daily, review them weekly, monthly, hitting budgets, same team, everything's great. And then same team, same review, things aren't going so great. And do you know what the people under you want to see when it's not going so great? And they can see the numbers on the daily. They want to see change. Well, this isn't going well. And if we keep doing the same thing day in, day out, we're going to be in the same position next week. And the more that you stick to your guns and go, nah, we just have to keep doing the same thing and that'll get us out, it becomes even more deflating because you're failing as a group and you're not making changes to affect the failure. So I think all of those things, like people starting to turn and the whispers, yeah, that's happening because that's inevitable when you go through such a downturn in performance. But the way to get out of that and the way to bring people together is by tweaking things and showing your team that you've got a plan B. And that's what's killing, I think, the fan base. What's killing me, and I think that's what's killing some of these players, is the fact that they go out every day and it's personnel, a few personnel changes, ins and outs, but ultimately the plan to get a win is still the same. And even when we win, they're sort of like, it's relief rather than, hey, we did something different to win and now we've got a bit of a different plan to get to that next win. So it was just really interesting to see, like, the media today. Like, did you see the announcement of Flynn Young and
we're going to watch
Billy?
it. Yeah, I haven't. We're going to watch them all. We're going to watch all the clips shortly. Yeah.
So it was just interesting, like the group setting. They're all in arms. They're all around each other. The presser.
You're cutting out.
And
You're cutting out.
I've got you still. I've got you.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Yep. Yeah. One thing I don't know if you saw it, Phil Davis did something in SEN on how they should review the Blues. And one of the things I loved in that, Terry, was look at not just your decision makers of the club, but the influences on the decision makers. And insinuating Carlton, the people in the board, money makers, they're concerned with the off-field more than the on-field and who is influencing them to make decisions. And I just found it very, very interesting to see how he would conduct a review, because that review is coming. It's already being conducted by Graham Wright. But if we're going to make changes that are going to get this club better, are we going to do it the same as we've always done it? Or are we going to do it different to not just get rid of the poor decision-making and the poor acquisitions, but get rid of the people that influence that as well? Because it's a two-stage thing.
Yeah, and I think that also speaks to the Graham Wright situation. Like, on this side, there's a perception that he's just going to come and make all these recommendations and have full control. But what if he sees something to the effect of, actually, some of you board members need to go? Because at the end of the day, the board need to ratify what he thinks is the best thing. Will the board ratify absolutely everything that he recommends, or will they ratify a few things? So, for example, it was made really clear that Brad Lloyd should not have been on the final panel when they did the AFLW review. And then lo and behold, he was on that final panel. He kept his job. So that's the big thing. Like, all these recommendations and things that we can likely see some of these things from the outside, Graham Wright will see a lot more from the inside. he's going to know what needs to change. Question is absolutely everything. If he has 8 recommendations for change, are all 8 going to be done, or are 6 of the 8 going to be done? That's the question.
Overthrowing a board at Carlton is probably one of the most impossible tasks I think anyone could undertake. And you've seen so much change at the high level, executive level at our club. And there's been a lot of things where people don't agree with the board members. And then what happens to them? They're gone. So, yeah, I agree. It's for him to come in and say, hey, you, and you're influencing these decisions and you're killing us from the inside out. Yeah, he won't last long if that happens. And that's part and parcel with, one of the major issues at our club. The fish rots at the head, and is all of our decision making just being influenced by people that aren't interested in the number one priority being on-field performance. So
just also be very prepared for Graham Wright. I can kind of see it. He's a first-time CEO, and the shortcomings are there. He should have just been a general manager of football rather than a CEO of a club. Like I'm just not getting sucked in this time.
Yeah, no,
I need to move on because I've got a few things I want to get through as well. Yeah,
it's easy, Tez.
But thank you. That was great. It was a great conversation, and we'll chat tomorrow.
Go Blues, mate.
Thank you. See ya. All right, I got 2 more here. Let's be quick because I've got like a bunch of videos I want to get on here. Aiden, what's happening, man? You're on mute.
My bad. Yeah, not really excited about tomorrow.
Why not, mate? Got the kids playing.
Yeah, I'm excited for them, but I'm pretty sure someone said it before. Just let them play. Let them have fun. Don't give them a role. Just let them do what they want and let them enjoy their moment. Because, I used to get told this when I used to play sport, just have fun. Even though I hated that word, I was pretty competitive. But, just let them have fun.
What if I told you that Binns and Carroll will come out for the 2 boys that are coming in?
Yeah, I said it before. I think that's pretty. I'm kind of conflicted because you can't really play a lot of young players at once because you're kind of sending a message by doing that. But at the same time, I do think that you kind of needed to drop at least one of the 3 senior players that played poorly last week. But then again, season's on the line. I personally think the season's done, but mathematically we're still in it. But they're going to give every opportunity to get the win tomorrow. And I do think by playing a variety of senior players, including a few youngsters, it should get it done. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But for some reason, I have a feeling that we will probably win.
Really?
I'm not really excited. Yeah. I just have this tense feeling.
I don't know. I just the whole disconnected on the field part last week. I'm like, how do you fix that in 5 days?
Yeah, I get that, but like they all got hammered all week, so I'm pretty sure they want to rock up, send a message, and get a job done away when the conditions are probably going to be terrible, and then get a little bit of momentum against Collingwood, which we'll talk about that when we get to there.
Hang on a minute. You're convincing me that we're going to win tomorrow. What is happening?
No, I'm not confident that we would win, but I do have a feeling that we could probably win.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going into every game confident now like I did last year, but I just have this tense feeling that we will just somehow win. So yeah, I'm probably.
I hope we win. I hope we win, man. I genuinely pray.
Yeah, I hope we win too, but I don't think it will change anything, to be honest. But
no, man, no.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the thing. Like nothing that happens will change the fact that change is coming.
Yeah, I know, and
like Yeah.
With that, I think like you said, you mentioned something like how obviously there's a disconnect because I see it, but like if you're a player, if you're sensing change, like wouldn't you want to like play to your best capabilities in front of a new CEO that's coming instead of playing really poorly, which may convince him to offload you? Because we know that Graham Wright's like he doesn't hold any shit. Like he's a massive risk taker, and if I'm a player, like I'd obviously want to play well until the very end of the season. That way I can hopefully be here because you don't know what's going to happen in the year.
When you actually break it down and think about it, it's the guys that are out of contract that are performing okay individually.
Yeah, like a McGovern.
Yeah. Like example. If you Fantasia, like if you really break it down and think about it, the ones that are, I think right now there's 10 out of contract. And I think all 10 at some point this year would have shown like a little something. And yeah, but I just have a feeling and a guess that when you have an organization that where there's change coming and the stories of we might break the group up, or we might change up the department, or we also don't know what Tom's doing yet. Like I think all these things contribute to an environment which is just not on the same page because that change is coming. I think Port are actually very similar in that regard. They know that the new coach will be there, and I mean I don't know what's going on the Port side, but I can only make a guess that might be
and with the Butters thing as well. They don't know what's going on with Butters as well.
Yeah,
big
exactly.
Talk about him staying or leaving, but yeah, I don't know. I hope we win tomorrow. I'm not really confident that we will, but I just have this weird feeling.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey man, I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Yeah, I hope I'm right too, but I don't think it will change anything. So, yeah. Let's see.
Cool. All right, man. I'll speak to you soon.
See ya. Bye.
Danny?
Kaza, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
I'm very well. The reason why I asked you to blow the trumpet before is because I heard that you're dropping Jackson Benz and Matt Carroll for two of the youngsters. That's why. Because what kind of example are you setting? If you're going to drop the young ones who are probably playing like under 10, like they're playing under 10 games, and then you bring other, obviously, debutants, and they're going to come in, and then is the pressure going to be too big for them because they know that the axe is on their head and they just can't make any mistakes, so they'll just end up with not playing the corridor or just not having that daring ball movement. So I just don't agree with that. Like I think they should have dropped someone else. But if I had to drop someone, I would drop Sadi to make a point, because Sadi, have you seen the vision, Terry, of every stoppage that we have conceded, he has lost his man. Sard at every stoppage. Yeah. So I would probably see that vision and kind of make a statement by dropping an older player rather than just just embarrassing the younger players on the field, on the ground, in Binzi. What happened that third quarter spray, and then dropping him as well. Like imagine his confidence right now. But yeah, what do you reckon?
I thought Binzi didn't play well last week. I thought his teammates burnt him in the first half, but I also, different to the week before, I thought he played really well. I thought last week, I mean, very few did play well. I don't know. I wouldn't have played two new debutants with the kids we're already playing. I think 4 is my belief personally. My opinion is that 4 is the max that you could play before you're really like just compromising any chance of winning a game. I mean, we're losing games with the full team anyway. I understand. I just, like youngsters and their confidence, like they've still got that youthful energy. Like, let's not suck the life out of them and like kill them as well before they even get going. Like, I mean, Billy Wilson's had to really earn it. I got no worries about him. So I will find joy in watching these youngsters. But listen, man, it's I've given up. I've given in, and like whatever, like like it's all over. Fuck it.
Terry, you know what the funny thing is? Like I feel like there's a bit of like, even though obviously we have a mathematical chance, I'm not giving us any chance for whatever it's worth, but I think there's something to get out from this season, even if we don't make the finals. Collingwood didn't make the finals, and I know we're not Collingwood, far from it. But the the games that we have put into these youngsters and so many debuts that we've handed over in this season as well. I think Flynn Young, you know how I spoke about Terry, and I think in SEN they were speaking about it yesterday as well. I'll make it very quick that we are number one, I think number one or number second rated team when it comes to forward half turnovers. So we're actually doing all of the right things, winning the contest, winning the ball in our defensive half, but we just can't convert it inside our forward 50. So is that a connection piece? Is that as simple as saying Cottrell and Elijah are missing? Could Flynn Young be that answer? I think it's deeper rooted than that. But I think a lot of things that we are doing right, and if we can sort out our final 20% of the game, and when it comes to the connection piece, I think we can do better because it's leading patterns that we're not following. McGovern does it, kicks 4 goals, and has 3 goals before that. And that's why I was thinking playing Piro last week was a bit safer. I think Lemmy should have debuted, but then again, we're talking about debutants. But I have this feeling, Terry, that I don't know for what it's worth. I think I have a weird feeling that Vossi might stay next year and they would change the assistant coaches. But, well, I'm just guessing around him. But I hope the decisions are made. But for what it's worth for tomorrow, mate, I'm thinking that we have a good game and we actually show some sort of a reply after what happened last week. And win or lose, mate, it doesn't matter. But I hope that it's a good game to watch. That's all I'm hoping for in this part of the season, to be honest.
Mate, a little bit of pride will help.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah. Awesome. Might chat to you tomorrow.
I'll chat to you tomorrow, Tezzy. Take care.
See ya. Peter V has the mail. Binns Carroll out in Young and Wilson. I did receive similar mail. All right. Let's watch the video. Should we watch the video of the presser or should we watch the video of the young fellas getting announced? What do you guys think? I've got Billy Wilson highlights here. I've got a whole bunch of things. And I also, hang on. Yeah. All right. Firstly, vote in the comments. Do you want to watch the presser or do you want to watch the debutantes video? No presser, seen enough. Well, we definitely will be watching the presser. It's just a matter of when. Debutantes, young guys, debutantes. Oh God, I should have actually done a pre. We know what? We'll watch the debutantes first. Let's just get we know this will be like a happy, positive vibe. We'll get this done first, and then we'll.
Obviously, we haven't had the chance to go get together for the ins and outs. But what we do need to know is that I'm pleased to obviously let you know that Billy Wilson will be playing. Unprompted. Charles, he's been your roomie there for a little while. Try not to talk too loud in here, like no gushing. Just what do you think of him?
Oh, I flicked him out for Flynn now, so I got someone else in.
Oh, really?
We had him over for dinner last night, Big Bill, so we were chatting about the possibilities of him coming in this week. So it was pretty awesome to be able to come over here and enjoy playing a game with you. But I think your last 7 weeks have been unbelievable. I think you've been working hard with Big Tommy Lonigan. I know he's not here, so credit to Tom, Domsy. Been working on your game hard, but it's going to be an awesome couple of days for you, mate, and your family, Billy, so well done.
Well, mate. More good news. Flynn Young's going to play.
Actually, a good story was we come in and he come and spent first couple of nights with me, and we said, Flynn, I reckon Collingwood game. What did I say? Collingwood game would be a game to get you in, and you said no. So let's get in this weekend. So done pretty well, mate.
The important thing, I think, reflection from last year, and obviously the pressure you put on yourself and the comparison you had. It's tough. and everyone's sort of in this same position where, you know, you want to play AFL football and yeah, someone's standing and telling you not ready yet. And, you know, you've seen other guys that are debuting around you and you had to buy your time at the back end of the last year. And I'm sure that's really frustrating year for you. But also the clarity to go away from that year and go to work on your game and sort of go, look, you know, your attitude's been unbelievable the last 5-6 weeks. Like every time I come up and talk to you, you just go, I'm just going to get ready. Now, I don't know if you believe that or not, but that's what you're telling me. And that sort of attitude, I think, just keeps you present to being able to play and just keep playing and keep getting better. And that's how you fan yourself in. It's not because it's at the expense of somebody else, right? You're not waiting for an injury here, mate. You're here to elevate yourself, right? So what you've been able to do over the last little while is not wait for an injury, but your form has forced you to be able to be in the conversation. And that's the important thing when you're sort of looking for that opportunity to distinguish that. And I guess, you know, for different, the way you've come in, you know, to be sort of sitting here, a month ago, and, you know, wherever you having the time of your life, probably with your mates, and waiting for your opportunity to be able to come play AFL football, and then only a month later, you know, it's been turned upside down, and now you get your opportunity. So these guys here will support you, right? But the most important thing you've got to bring in your first game is just bring your energy. That's all we're after. Right? Bring your excitement, bring your energy, bring that youthful sort of experience with you, and we'll get in behind you as a result of it, all right? So, well done, both of you.
Yeah, that's nice, wasn't it? Yeah, that was good. That's exciting for them. I like it. I now want to watch the presser. I need to know what I need to know what the story is. It's a 10-minute video. Actually, no, we should do this now. So before we do this, you guys know Carlton Blues fans? The YouTube channel with all the Carlton highlights, also on Instagram, also on Twitter. So I just want to send out a massive wave of love to him. His mum unfortunately passed away, and he's going through it. Like, it's a very sad time. So I think, what's the best way to get? I think that everyone's got Instagram. I think everyone's got Instagram. So if you are on Instagram, I think it'd be really nice just to reach out, send him a love heart, let him feel the love, because it's just a really sad time. And he's been such a great support to me personally. He's always provided highlights to me to use for content, things like that. It's just like a really sad time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the link to his profile on Instagram. Just send him a little love heart. I don't know, DM him, maybe like go on one of his videos or something and just send some love. Yeah, really sad situation. So just want to send condolences to him. Make sure he feels it. So yeah, let's cheer ourselves up by watching a presser. Blue hat, good sign.
Michael, lost on Saturday, back at training on Monday. How have you addressed the week?
Short. Yeah, probably had to focus on the most important things. And that was probably more to do with recovery. You know, we didn't really sort of have enough time to delve into the game in its entirety. It's sort of one of those weeks where you got to move forward pretty quick. So we felt like we touched on the most important things, and now we've got to be able to fix our eyes in on Port.
You said post-game, the second quarter, you go back and assess that. Was that part of that forensic review? Was that part of what you were able to look at?
Yeah, part of that. And it was pretty obvious. So, clearly the contest part of the game and some drift moments in defence, was able to get the scoreboard too far to wind it back. We gave it a good throw at the end to have a crack at it, but just, obviously the distance was far too much for us to be able to pick back.
How you and the group handle the external, noise this week that followed after the loss?
Well, I think we've sort of spent, and we do really well every week, about focusing on what we can control. That's what we first and foremost do. Speculation about what's happening or what is happening, or we don't tend to shift our eyes to a hell of a lot. As I said, we've probably focused on the most important things, and the most important things was to get some correction in a couple of important areas, and also reinforce some of the other things we've been doing a hell of a lot of work on to help us obviously get the result tomorrow night.
Have you spoken to Graham, Brian, or the board about your position at the moment?
No, it's an unnecessary conversation right now. Other than that, being in complete communication with them, and at all times, that's been really valuable. As we've stated plenty of times before, that having the leadership of those two guys, and even Rob as our president, they're outstanding leaders, and they're only interested in alignment, and they're only interested in solving it together, and that's the support I feel.
For the final 9 rounds of the season, if you don't play finals, are they crucial to if you're around in the job in 2026?
I don't deal in hypothetics like that, so you can go for your life. But for as far as what we're concerned, as I said, we've come off a game only 4 days ago. So as you can manage, and you tend to focus a lot of the energies on being able to turn around what was a disappointing loss and turn that into something else. And obviously jumped on a plane today, and we've got a game tomorrow. So as you can understand, we haven't drifted too far other than that.
What was your reaction to Buddy's comments? Because they did seem a little bit left field out of the blue.
You'd have to tell me what Buddy's comments were, because I don't read too much, so and I don't pay too much attention to it as well. So I'm sure there's lots out there with great opinions, but I can't tell you enough how much our eyes have been in, and we're focused on what we need to be able to get done.
You had some cheers from the dressing room below. You have a new face tomorrow?
Yes, we do. So Billy Wilson will play his debut, which is fantastic for Billy. He's sort of bided his time. I say bided his time. He hasn't been around too long. But he's a terrific young man. He's been working on his game really hard. So he's certainly earned his opportunity. And Flynn Young will also play his debut as well. So to have our 6th, 7th debutant for the year, and to have exposure to these young men, to be able to come in and get roles done, it's a credit to them, the work they've done. Also a real shout out to our development team, because the last 4 or 5 weeks we've seen a real acceleration in a lot of these young men's careers, and they've got them AFL ready, and now they get their opportunity.
Is Jacob a chance to play?
Sorry,
is Jacob Wearing?
Yes, he should be right. Yeah. So he did a little bit yesterday. He'll finalise his prep out here today, and should be available to go.
Ashton did some good work last year, but his last game in the seniors wasn't so good. Also a chance tomorrow.
Who's that? Sorry. Yeah. Well, he's playing some good footy, but obviously won't disclose everything. But he's playing some great football. He's obviously one of those players that sits in that category of developing really fast, and love what his last month has been. So these guys have been able to put in a good body of work over the last 5 or 6 weeks, and therefore certainly demanding conversations and coming into the team. So whether they're all present there or not, we'll obviously wait and see. But they're certainly heading in the right direction.
Looks like Port Adelaide will stick with their 2-ruck lineup this week as well. Kind of work for the 1 week and maybe not so much the next. How do you see it?
And that's always the balance you're finding within.
Question was around the 2 rucks, because Port Adelaide are going with it.
Team, the input of the output you get as a forward and as a ruck, but what we've also found is that structurally they help you a lot. So obviously they've got the same consideration. We went with it last week, got mixed results, got some good results in the ruck, but not so much as forward. So we haven't probably had a lot of time to train what that next level looks like, but we just got to keep trying to work on that combination, find out what works best, and put it in the same boat.
It's been a lot said about your game style and the combative nature of it, whether it can stand up for full 4 quarters, given what we've seen this year, and from you falling away. Do you feel like your style is still ready to contend with the top sides in 2025, or do you need to tinker the style of what you're playing?
No, I do. I think it's it's a pretty impressive brand to watch. It's hard to talk down being the number 1 contested team in the competition. So it's something that if you want to be able to be good at and known for, it's in the effort indicators of this game. So whether that's tackling or whether that's contested footy, you want to be good at it. I don't think there'd be a team in the land that wouldn't want to be sitting in that spot, but you obviously clearly got to be able to balance out that with other things in your game. And what we acknowledge is that we're not that balanced profile yet. So we're busily working away at it. And we've had 2 parts right in games, and we haven't got the third one right. Sometimes we've got all three right, but we haven't done it for 4 quarters. So that's still obviously an aim to get right. We haven't got it right yet.
Contested style is one thing, but then the transition ball and how you actually counter the opposition and score yourself is obviously a query. Do you feel like your message is still resonating with the players? Or are you still feeling that the buying is there from what they're delivering on weekends and what you're selling to the players?
Yeah, it's a fair stretch that you've gone with there, but look, I think you'd be aware with contested possession, it's just not at the contest. It's obviously away from the contest as well. So how you run, spread, and outnumber, and how you use the ball, free kicks. It's a fairly in-depth number that a lot goes into it. So it's just not about putting your head over the ball and whether you win it or not. So it's also about how you outnumber in contests. And we're pretty comfortable. The system we're providing is obviously giving that exposure. What we haven't been able to do is execute it for well enough. So it's the reinforcement of behaviour, but it's obviously making sure that we continue to adapt where we need to.
But if you're confident in the system,
thanks, Mitch. Cheers,
are you confident that the players are still buying?
The venom. I love it. Thanks, Mitch. Fuck Mitch. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, very. Everything we've done to adapt where we need to.
But if you're confident in the system,
thanks, Mitch. Cheers,
are you confident that the players are still buying the messages?
Yeah, very. Everything we've done, even from the buy, with some of the things that we've reinforced and trained, we've been able to put into work, and they've done a great job since then. So what we've put at stress is basically the balance of what that looks like. And if you put a focus on one thing, can you still get the other thing done? And we haven't been able to do that as well as we'd like.
Ken Will, they're bashing the ball to the victory as well. So what's that set up for? What type of game?
I imagine it'd be quite a physical game, and you sort of look at Port's best, and clearly their pressure around the ball is a really important part to their game, and they've got some genuine power, and you know the names that I'm talking about when we talk about that power. So we're going to have to aim up there, but at the same time we're going to have to take our turn to defend hard, and then obviously look for opportunities elsewhere. So. Come to Adelaide Oval. It's clearly their home venue, so we know what we're up against. But we feel like we're up for it.
The contested game's been actually pretty down this year. Do you feel like that's an area you could exploit them in?
Oh, maybe, but every game sort of fluctuates. I mean, that's the real unknown. What you get to do is sort of probably more focus on what you get to control, and that's all you can do. And what we expect is we get Port's best. We've seen what that looks like. And so for us, it's about sort of trying to probably combat some of those things, but largely we have to get us right. We've spoken about different phases of the game we need to be able to spend some time in, and so that's where we spend most of our energy, and we've just got to execute it better and hopefully do it for a little bit longer.
Just before you arrive, the midfield group is out there having a few runs.
Mitch wants to go again. Fuck it now.
Tactical triple wasn't there. Has he made the trip with the team?
He was ill today, so but expected to play, so he'll be right to go. He came in yesterday and he was not at training because he's feeling a bit off, so we obviously don't want him around the main group.
Yeah, and just on Jacob, what do you need to see from him today to tick off?
Stand upright. No, just joking. No, he'll have to do a few run throughs. I actually don't know what his plan is today because he did a little bit yesterday. So, but because he got through yesterday, we sort of feel like we're just sort of almost ticking a box today.
And just back to the start when you're talking about the review, and he didn't sort of go through a standard, typical review given the break. Is that on purpose given the break, or was it more you want to try and move on too quickly from what pretty poor performance?
No, we address it pretty thoroughly, and again, it's more just your priorities. So rather than going for 6 things, let's go for 2, and let's sort of get them right. And if you want to get that change, not chasing too much, pretty important. Keep it pretty simple. Make the adjustments we need, and a few areas we need to straighten up, and we go again.
Oh, if only his players had the fucking venom in their eyes at Heat. I want to get to this again.
When you've fallen away, do you think?
I want to get to that stare. That got me going. Anybody else?
It's hard to. So it's in the effort indicators of this game. So you want to be good at it. I don't think there'd be a balance out there with other things in your game, and what we acknowledge.
Okay, I'm gonna get it down. I'm gonna get that again shortly. I feel for him at times. I do, but that's what happens when you're the head coach. You gotta wear it. You absolutely have to wear it. But I did like the venom in the eyes, and again, I wish the players had that about them. I really do. You only see eye twitching. Jen, boss has to stay and cut loose from the puppeteers. At least go out with courage and animal. Yeah, I think if that's where it goes, and he's tapped on the shoulder, if that is what is to happen, just stand for what you believe in and go down swinging in your own way. Fair play, fair enough. Wish he had that venom in the game. Well, I wish the players had the venom out on the field. That's what I wish. I mean, isn't that what's missing? Can you coach? I think can you coach fire and passion, or do you just have it? It's an interesting one. We'll see. I just hope it works. I want to play a little bit here because we hadn't heard from Brad Lloyd much. And then I had this video sent to me. This was an interview he did early in the week on 3AW. He was asked around coaching and yada, yada, yada. Just wanted to play it and get your thoughts on this. So this is our GM of football, Brad Lloyd, on 3AW earlier this week.
Brad, Laura Spurway here. You've been at the football club long enough to have seen a couple of coaches go through. You know what happens when you get to this point in the season and the fans are dispirited. There's inevitably calls for a change in the coaching ranks. And, that's what's happening at your club at the moment. Have you had any discussions with Graham Wright? We know how disruptive it can be to change coaches, when they haven't been able to see out their tenure. Where do you see it, and how do you see Bossie's performance?
Yeah, look, Graham's been with us since December, so we've had, it's sort of not I know it's fogged up of late, but it's not a new thing with Graham at the club. He's been in a lot of meetings, and we've been working through things and having plenty of conversations as a collective. But look, it's really, I know that the heat comes on the senior coach, but it's really a collective. We've from a playing group point of view, from a coaching group, staff. So it just puts pressure on everyone across the board, not just Bossy. He's a wonderful person, Bossy, and he's been working really hard with the playing group. But obviously, we're not getting the results we'd like to. So no, it's not just a Michael Voss question. It puts pressure on everyone across the board. There's no doubt.
Sure, Brad. Look, just a couple of things. I reckon you're doing a lot right. Like statistically, even yesterday, dominant inside 50s. You didn't get belted in any other area other than your 17% effectiveness going forward. This has been going on for probably 2 to 2.5 years. It's been a weakness, even though you're in second spot last year. The ball movement when you're under pressure, it looks like it goes stagnant. That they don't take the game on. Is this coaching? I don't think Fossey would be coaching this, but why is the message not getting through about these things? And it's got to come back. You have to find the answer fairly quickly.
Yeah, you're spot on, sure. Yeah, the ball movement. We have defended a lot better, but taking the ball off the line, players spreading. I guess confidence with execution as well. Then, I guess lowering their eyes at different times. We've been talking with Harry and Charlie and bombing in and lowering the eyes and looking for a target. So there's a bit of a combination there. And then, you also, when pressure comes on, you can often defer to a down the line kick as well, or take that too early. So
everybody's asking who is running these areas that haven't been good enough over. It's more than just this year. That's been an issue. Is it the specialised coaches in that area? Is it the players not taking the message in, and maybe they need confidence to and better leadership? I don't know. That's the question you've got to ask, or you're being asked.
I know you're asking. Look, it is hard to pin it on an individual or a section there. Yeah, it's across the board. We want to we have role clarity there, so we want to make sure we're executing, and we try and get players in those roles execute that as well. You know, we're constantly coaching it at the same time. So we did, like, we were 14th, I think, for defensively last year. So we've been able to really get to be a top 4 club on the defensive front. And we have, on that side, you're right, to view it, we haven't gone inside 50 effectively in recent years, but we have scored at different times. And there's been times when we have been able to score really quickly and be a pretty exciting.
I just can't. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, it's crazy. Crazy. It makes me crash out. Oh man. Oh, he has to step down and go respectfully. Oh man. Oh, it has to be one of the recommendations. Oh, I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's, and like you hear Vossi talking. There are times where I listen to him talking like, okay, what are you saying? But he's got like some conviction about him, and then nah, khalas, enough, cut it, just snip it, go, just resign, be accountable. Oh man. Literally, I started watching it and I just crashed out as I'm listening to it. Oh man, it's just bizarre. Maybe one day it'll be in a book, the truth about it all. Anyway, let's go back to some positives, hey? Why don't we watch some highlights of youngster Billy Wilson? So, little package here of the best of Billy Wilson. And this is a guy that's really been made to earn it, to be fair. I mean, you can say what you want, whoever's coming in, whoever's going out, but like Billy has really been made to earn this spot. And I'm actually like really excited for him. So let's check out the rise of Billy Wilson.
So Riley just short, Wilson faked it, and then Wilson just looking to load up, pins the ears back, he's going for home. It's going to be marked on the line though.
Short to Billy Wilson. And a regular in the Carlton VFL side since coming into the squad early last year. Bin's getting involved. Hogg takes the mark on centre wing. Darcy Hogg hands it off to Wilson. That's it. Archers are back, puts on the afterburners, kick towards Lemmy and co, but floating in from the side once again.
To get through that. Did Carlton, didn't work.
Herbert's handball missing the target there. Wilson reclaimed for Carlton. Binns gets another touch. We go high to the hot spot here, and Carlton with some work to do. The ball was punched down. O'Keefe reaching over the top here. Now Sarcevic, he's being double tackled, triple tackled even. Got picked, holding the ball.
Schreiber sweeps it over the top. Chance now trying to break the tackle is Sherry. Wilson did well to grab him, holding the ball.
Shuffled free, Ramshaw, Wilson. Williams looking for a way out and couldn't find one. Billy Wilson has it. Now the go forward kick. And Lemmy, good one grab. Harry Lemmy can go back from range. It's not beyond him. 50, Henry read it well. Couldn't haul it in though. Wilson, Charlson, back to Wilson.
Love to see it.
One of them that's picked off nicely by Wilson. Now there's a chance for Carlton on the counter if Wilson can go quickly.
There's a bounce. Straight at the middle.
11-12 for the game for them. That's a nice kick for Doherty.
Beautiful pass.
Next goal, pretty important if the Blues can somehow find a way to snag it. Wilson was involved. They'll straighten up, drive it deep. Can they get another high mark inside 50? Yes.
Hand pass back to Monahan. Slight fumble. Wilson, the backup, does well. Arches the back and breaks the tackle. Kick towards full forward. Where's Boyer?
Kick had a little bit too much on it, but it becomes a foot race. Good speed. Blues
Oh.
handled that pretty well. Then a pretty neat kick out to the path of a teammate. Gives him a chance.
Pitnet wins it down. Andronako was besieged. Hogg. Quick hand pass to Wilson. Ben Camporelli back to Hogg. Back to Wilson. They stream through in numbers and in waves through the corridor. Wilson goes long. He retreats to Billy Wilson, who drills it towards Boyer, who's got it just forward of centre. Good bypassed him. Wilson got it in a bit of a tangle. Got the hand pass back to Charlson.
Gets the hurry up call. There was actually plenty of numbers in space.
Ben working his way through. And Carlton look like they got out. That is a great mark there, Ashton Moyer. Trying to find a way through. It's Linda. Linda tries to find a teammate. Good intercept mark there. Billy Wilson.
So that's Billy. I'm actually... I mean, you know what I'm like. It doesn't take much to get me excited, but that's given me some nourishment, no doubt. No doubt. Did anyone read with the board try to do those? We'll touch on that shortly. Joel, what would you know? What would you know? A Carlton player with some foot speed and some run and carry and some handball receives. I hope that they look for him. I hope he creates run, and I hope they look for him. I hope they look to get the ball in his hands. That's exciting. And then the other set of highlights we can watch. Teams are going to be out in about 10 minutes. We've got Flynn Young's best as well. So that was Billy. This is Flynn Young. Hang on a minute. So Flynn Young obviously picked up in the mid-season draft. We can go and take a look and see what he's done.
It's Lemmy, got it across. Opportunity might present itself. Lucas Camprioli. Flynn Young for a second crack at it. And Binns towards the goal square. Didn't need him. First goal as a blue for Flynn Young. He had it and lost it. Good tackle there by Charlson. Here's Flynn Young. He'll work up towards half forward. It's a wonderful ball. Works it back towards half back. Gallagher almost mown down. Ramshaw.
Taps it down. Trying to get the hand pass away. Ultimately was Young to Evans. Kick towards the top of the goal square. Quick snap around the corner. It's going to be claimed as a goal. First blood going the way of the Blues. Flynn Young on the end of it.
Young into the middle of Geneseo Oval. Jordan Boyd's on 29, 25 for Wilson for the Blues, and they do get it back here. Carlton again. Young left foot to an empty square, and that's going to be a goal. It is. Difficult one there. Young has done okay, though. Actually trapped it pretty well. Then around the corner he goes, and another chance at goal for Lemmy.
Coming back is Monahan. Hands off to Archie Stevens. Stevens goes forward. Good work. Good kick. And a good mark taken there by Flynn Young. Flynn Young comes in for his first goal of the day. And he's got it. Kicks it forward. Good work to Flynn Young. Flynn Young kicks it in forward. Oh, gee. Phipps Parsons. Camporelli picks this one up out of the middle. That's Ben going forward. Good kick. Good mark. Flynn Young. Kick goes forward. Moyer left half forward. Has a player in the pocket. Goes there now. Is this going to get there? It will. And that's Flynn Young. Flynn Young is going to go with a drop punt to put the Blues in front. Comes in, left foot kick. Looks good. Flynn Young from the pocket. I told you could kick it with a drop punt earlier.
There you go. So we'll find out who's coming out for the young fellas. But from what we think we know, we think it'll be Binns and Matt Carroll. Matt Carroll for Billy Wilson. That makes sense. That's a like for like. And then, apparently it'll be Binns. So we'll see. We'll see. I am curious, though. Patrick Cripps was the other point of contention this week or today. He's been reported that he's sick and he's away from the group. But Vossi said in his presser that he feels like he's going to play. So we'll see what happens there. I wonder if there'll be a laid out. Jacob Wiedering seemed to get through. Seems like he's going to be okay. Charlie seemed to be okay. I think we might need to wait and see what happens tomorrow. You never know. I mean, it is a 5-day break, and it is the third game in 11 days for both teams. So we will see. Then there was one more thing I wanted to play. Maybe we can play it a little later because the teams are going to come out shortly. But got a competition running at the moment as well that I want to bring your attention to. I'm going to actually be, this is not for members. This is for everyone. It is for one of you, and like ideally you need to be in Melbourne. That's the truth. But Drive Melbourne has reached out and teamed up with me, and we're giving away a blue Mustang for a day. So Drive Melbourne is a car hire company, and we're giving away a blue Mustang for a day. So if you want to enter, all the details are on that Instagram post. I know what we can do. We've got 10 minutes. All right, this is what we're going to do. This is what we are going to do. We are going to... We're going to do the quiz. Felix, I think you sent this through. Thank you very much for that. We're going to do the quiz. It's going to take us 10 minutes. Let me load it up. Can we do lappies of Icon Park and curse the club? Curse the club more than what it's already cursed? Forward set. You tried to add player stats and positions to the best of your ability. Mate, we'll have some fun with it. Let's do it. Where are we? Sporkle. Okay. Let's play along. We've got 10 minutes, right? So how this works, so Felix sent this through. Do I need a chiropractor? No, I'm good. So we're going to guess the team, the Carlton team that played against Port Adelaide in round 8, 2016. We've got, see the timer here? We've got 10 minutes. So I'm going to hit play. You guys and girls can roll out your names, and we're going to do it. I think Cripps would have played this game for sure. Sumner. Oh, that's great by you, Sam. Bootsma. I don't think Bootsma was on the list then. Graham? No, I don't think Graham played. I think Jones, yeah. Cruiser. Wiedering. No, Wiedering didn't play. Gibbs played for sure, which means Murphy played. Pito was not on the list. Tui or... Yeah. Everett? Nope. Plowman. 17 possessions and 9 marks. Shout out to Aris Damatakos. Simpson. Wait, what if I like zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what's going on? Is that better? Yeah. Oh, Wiggins. Nah. Jamison. Good call. Wait. Nah, he was gone. Dale Thomas. Armfield. Lamb. Wow. A solo? Nah. Nah. Doherty. Right. Laidler. Oh, Maybe. Nah. Casbolt? Did not record any stats. 6% time on ground. Buckley? Nah, I don't think this was the Buckley times. No, I don't think he played. Kerridge. That might work. Yeah, that's good by you. Lucas? Nah. Sam Rowe? Yeah, nice. Right half back, 27 possessions, 7 tackles. Right half back. Scotland? Nah. Kerno? Oh, he played right half back. There you go. So we've got one more, a forward who kicked 3 goals and had 17 possessions. Doc? No, we've done Doc. Who played forward line and would have kicked 3 goals? Burn? Nah. Walker? Nah. Sorry, that's that. Okay, sorry, I missed that one. Right half forward. Now we've got 2 more. Who are we missing? We're missing a left half back and we're missing a forward. Fisher? Nope. Burn? No. Everett? Ah, that's how you spell Everett. And then the left half back. Who's the left half back? No, it wasn't Yaron. 9 disposals, 3 marks. Armfield? No, I think I've tried Armfield. No. Savani? Nope. Nick Stevens? I think he was gone. Nope. Burn? Nope. White? Who was the left half back, guys? 9 disposals, 3 marks. Burn. I've just typed in Burn. It's not him. It's not Simon White. Clean? Nope. Simpson? Nope. Garlett? No. Spelling Armfield wrong. I don't think I am. Henderson? No. Davies? Nope. Tui, he's already in there. At this point, I don't think you guys are listening. Half back, got to be Motlop. Left half back, that's Durden. Rowe, already in there. Beaumont, no. Wow, this is a doozy. Who played? This is 2016, round 8, 2016. Left half back. Wade Twomey? No. Bokhurst? Nope. Bootsma? Nope. Not Ed Kerno. Kieran? It's not Kieran Byrne, man. Viojo Rainbow. Watson? Nope. I want to get the teams out, man. Oh, you spelt it wrong? Okay, you spelled... Felix, mate. Absolutely stitched me up. Well done. Absolutely stitched me up, Felix. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, teams are out. Let's go. I think I saw them. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Somebody wrote the teams. Can someone write the teams as in like in every name, out every name? Oh, wow. Yeah, can someone write it again? Because I've lost it. Like write the whole... but no, Felix, thank you very much for sending that through. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. But the teams are out. I saw them. I think I saw Pito's name. Is it out? Nicholas, if I ever get to sit down and talk with, again, will I bring up the topic about why they see me and other social accounts as competitors? I've already had that conversation, and I've already made it really clear that that's unacceptable as a thought to even have. So I have already spoken to the right people about that. It's never, it can just never be thought. I mean, it's not in there completely, but there are certain people on the inside who will be named all in good time, who I think need a bit of a kick up the arse and a wake up call to where the world's going. So, yep, Damien, there you go. So this is from Channel 7. This is what was reported, is what you're saying? Okay. In Lewis Young, Flynn Young, Wilson and Boyd. Wow. Out. Binns, Carroll, Durden, and Pitternet. Wow. Emergencies are going to be interesting with the cloud over Cripps. Yeah, for sure. So Lewis Young, Flynn Young, Billy Wilson, and Jordan Boyd in for Binns, Carroll, Durden, and Pitto. If Wilson and Boyd are in, okay, yeah, Boyd could be the sub. That's true. Oh my goodness. I want to see this. I don't mind it, personally. Okay, here we go. Boyd on the cover. Boyd on the thumbnail. There you go. Thank you very much, Damien, and thank you to everyone who sent through the teams. Okay, Carlton has made 4 changes. It was announced earlier that the Blues would have 2 more debutants with Billy Wilson and Flynn Young. In addition, the Blues have announced 2 additional inclusions. Jordan Boyd will provide some class out of the back half in his first AFL game since round 10, having started his 2 AFL games so far this year as the sub. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe he won't be. Lewis Young will return to the team with the utility featuring across all 3 lines in his 8 senior games, making their way out of the team of Binns, Carroll, Corey Durden, Mark Pitternet, with all of them being omitted. Wilson and Young join Orazio, Fantasia, George Hewitt, and Jesse Mollop on the interchange, with the Blues to name a sub. So Corey Durden, Harry O'Farrell, and Pitternet have been named as emergencies. That means Cripps is playing. Does it not? Does that not mean Cripps is definitely playing? Because they would have named, Ben Camporelli potentially if Cripps wasn't out. So Silvani, Wiedering, Haynes, Sard, Boyd named on field, Doherty, Cooper Lord, Patrick Cripps, Blake Acres, Chincotta, Fogarty, McGovern in the forward line, with Lewis Young, Charlie Curnow, and Zach Williams in the forward line. Followers De Koning, Chera, and Ollie Hollins. Interesting. On the ball. Interchange bench, Wilson, Hewitt, Flynn Young, Jesse Motlop, Fantasia. I think I'd like Jesse Motlop as the sub again. What do you think? What are your thoughts on what you see? Petra Khan, $1.27 for Errol Flynn, $1.19 for Billy Connolly. Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Motlop the sub again? Maybe. Doesn't mean... Well, yeah, he can be a laid out, but you can only name one of these 3 emergencies if Cripps is not going to play. And you would think they would have put at least one midfielder here if Cripps is not going to play. No? Harry O'Farrell is a backup for Wiedering. True. Yes, good point. Lewis Young to pinch hit in the ruck. Yep. Ollie on ball, that's interesting. Yep. Mott as sub definitely seem to inject some energy. Yeah. Just win. Well, that's true. Don't mind Mott as the sub. Cripps taking personally because of his poor performance. He'll be back. Can always pay a fine to bring in one of the Campos if Cripps is out. For sure. But they know he was sick today. So, like, just name a midfielder there in case. I don't know. The Saba Show. Wow. Cripps is out. Z will more midfield time. That could work. I didn't mind that last week at all. Dione. These are good changes. They can't put every single kid in. No, they cannot. Tom, is it just me or the two Campo boys get to play together against the Pies next week? Would be huge. It's not a bad shout by you. Let me have a look and see what the team changes are for both sides. Wow. Port Adelaide have made some changes. So Jackson Mead, Jeremy Finlayson, Ryan Burton, and Christian Moraes are out. In comes Alir, Logan Evans, Hugh Jackson, and Travis Boak. Wow. Wow, they're the teams right there. Jim, for the love of God, please find a way to win, please. Yeah. Finlayson dropped for about the 6th time this year. I'm pretty flat. The Trav Boak's in, to be honest. Dropped him from my fantasy team last week, thinking that the Port Adelaide had moved on from him. Whatever. If anyone has any last thoughts they want to share, you want to call in, please do. There's the link. Ryan, Crip is okay. You saw him with a latte down in Croydon this morning. There. I'm assuming Croydon is in Adelaide. How old is Boak? Amazing durability. Travis Boak is, I'm going to say he's 36. He's 36. He is born on the 1st of August. He's about to be 37. That guy is a champion. He's one of the few athletes in the AFL who have actually had the chance of meeting a couple of times. He is all class. Having a latte is a bit more relaxing than playing for AFL. Yeah. Hey, Taz. Mott's to be sub again. I really hope that I make Billy or Flynn the sub. Yeah, I'm with you. Although I don't really care, but I have a feeling it could be a Motlop sub. Jim, you were going to watch a horror movie later, but hearing Brad speak, I think I'll watch something else. Yeah, that's not. That can't be the standard. Can it? Is that the standard? Hello, Anonymous 9121. How many tools are you guys playing? Because Port have 3 key defenders, but only George up front. George being Mitch Georgiades. Okay, interesting. That's a good point as well. Burn Jones, Powell Pepper, Manny Liddy, Willie Rioli, Mitch Georgiades, and Joe Richards. That's why Boyd is named on the field there. So we got Wiedering, Haynes, Silvani. Yeah, okay. We've got a. I get it. Makes sense why. You got Boyd and Billy Wilson named. Okay, we get the opportunity to do it. I actually don't mind these changes. B, you feel like you've gone through the 5 stages of grief this season. I finally reached the acceptance stage. Yeah, I'm with you. B. Last week was my last hurrah of just like, get around him. It's still alive. So I'll join you this week. Still don't actually know what the philosophy moving forward is for the rest of the year, but I'll get there. Taz, you didn't realize you're on your Taz account? You're on your burner account, mate. Hopefully with a smaller team, we have speed on the ball. Well, that we will. There's no doubt about that. Port don't have 1.5 key defenders, Alir, and then who they got? Well, Radagalia and Alir are there. I guess they're key defenders, and Zerk Thatcher's another one there. Lockie Jones also seems to take a tall or medium size. I have no read on the game at all. Absolutely at all. Port are playing the two rucks. They've got Jordan Sweet and Dante Vicentini, young fella. Hey, J-Baggers, you're excited to see Wilson? So am I. I hope they give him the handballs as he runs. I hope they let him fly, although that's kind of what we've been asking with Adam Sard. But I hope that Billy Wilson... I actually have a little bit of expectation on him because he's been in the system a while and I think he's grown and developed. So my expectation is a little bit heightened for Billy than what it is Flynn Young, because I think Billy's been in the system long enough now to impact. I think he's going to go all right. I'm pretty confident about him. Zonked, speed injections may do wonders for other AFL teams, so why can't it for us? Imagine we win by 10 goals. Just belt them because we've got all this speed off the halfback line and kicking and precision, and we're getting goals over the top. And we're all sitting here tomorrow night saying, why didn't we do this earlier? Yeah, don't make me dream. Hey, Dens, man, why you got to bring it up? Why can't we just focus on tomorrow? Why can't we just focus on tomorrow? Weather for South Australia. Weather in Adelaide tomorrow. It's going to be 14 tomorrow, and it says it's going to rain. Light rain is what I'm reading here. So, yeah. Different interests to Moisty and Iggy, who also use this account. Okay, fair enough. What is my prediction? Get back to me tomorrow. We're going to do the game day stream tomorrow afternoon, 12 p.m. Right now, I'm going to predict a draw. No, I don't know. Benny Burton, apologies to Aiden for gifting him the Medallion Club tickets last week in the raffle. Yeah, you really stitched him up. Explicit Empress. The game will be decided by who deserves to lose more, and it will be easier for whichever team can intuitively communicate better. Yeah. I think Pitto was a quite obvious out for this week because Tom De Koning, I genuinely reckon we finally see what that 1.7 mil is all about. I thought it last week, and I think now that Pitto has come out this week, I feel reaffirmed in my guess, and that is they brought in Pitto to help manage Tom across the 3 games because of the 3 games in 11 days, and it's Sherry, and he's a bully, and he's a thug, and all of these things, you know, within the rules. I am pretty convinced they just brought Pitto in to help the load with De Koning, and also De Koning in the forward line just did not work at all. So probably a bit of both. We never play well interstate. Once in a blue moon. Yeah. Well, tomorrow is a night game and it could be a blue moon, mate. What can I tell you? Yeah. Have we played well this year interstate at all? I mean, I guess we beat the Eagles well in Adelaide. One of these guys wasn't on the list and the others didn't have a great form for parts of the year. That's why we couldn't put it together. Yeah. Win or lose, we're going to get a result. Well, that's one way of putting it. Yeah. Is tomorrow one of those wins, if it happens, where we win and we're like raging? Is that what happens tomorrow? Like, how does that work tomorrow? Do I need to be prepared for like meltdowns? I mean, I'm going to melt down regardless. No milestones this week. We're a chance. Well, yeah. And this, we have not played well anywhere. Benny, you watch Flynn play a few times at Werribee. He's exactly what we need right now. Very fast and an exceptional ball user. That's good. And a left footer. Could be exactly what's needed. Wayne, happy for the win, covering the cracks. Yeah, no doubt. I don't think they're cracks anymore. I think they are Potholes. No. What's bigger than a pothole? When a crack becomes a pothole, what does a pothole then go on and become? What's the next iteration? A sinkhole? Uh-oh, we're going down a dangerous path here. A crevice, okay. Okay, sinkhole. Oh, that's what we are. We're a Grand fucking Canyon. That's what we have. Yeah. A vortex. It becomes fucked. Yep. It becomes Bonnie Blue. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. An axle hole. Comes a lay. Ah, there we go. There it is. Okay. It becomes a chasm. Yeah, a black hole. I'm going to go with Grand Canyon. We're papering over the Grand Canyon. GG, John. We're so gullible. The whole team is going to change with 2 debutants. Excited to see them. No, I don't think they're going to turn it around. I think we're just looking to get through to the end of the year and see some kids just to give us that feeling that we're alive again. Because right now, I don't think many of us are. Anyway, Mitch McGovern, best on ground, 5 goal. He's in form quietly. He's our best forward at the moment. Yeah. What up, Walter? Good to have you here, mate. Hey, guys, Walter and I are friends now. We made up. LS, 8 goal loss written all over it. Yeah. Probably. We're looking for some fun where there isn't any. Yeah. You think the club has given up on the season? Hope we see more kids. Yeah. Our best footy wins this tomorrow. Port by 40. Oh, man. Port hate McGovern up forward. Interesting. Okay. Chicho, it's been a sad week. Sick of the look people give me when I'm walking around with my Carlton gear on. Mate, fuck them. Everyone feeling good though with the ins. I don't mind the ins. I don't mind what's happened here at all. I also don't really attach too much to selection personally, like whatever. But I like the fact that there's going to be 2 debutants. This is a line in the sand game, powered by 10 goals. Do I think Lemmy? Do I think he should be picked? Not yet. Not yet. Got Charlie and McGovern there with Lewis Young. Yeah, not yet. BTS tip. Don't expect much from Cripps. Yeah. John, you love the ins. If they continue their 4th quarter effort and win by 36, it could work. Andrew's cards. I would have kept Durden, but that's it. Andrew's cards. That's a YouTube channel? Why? That sounds intriguing. Andrew's cards. Ooh. Mate, get some more videos up. Interesting. Good to have you here. After what his elder did, I think, in 2018, I'd be pissed if I saw a McGovern up forward. After what his elder did, I think. Right. The pressure is off. We will fucking give it a go tomorrow. I'm predicting a big win. Fuck yeah, Grant. Love it. Paul, Collingwood, go Pies. Great to have you here, Paul. Cheers. Have Carlton had the second most debutants behind Essendon? Probably. This will be 6 and 7 now, I think, this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. Forza, Carlton. I might have my delusion brain on, but we play Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis after our wins, and they have Supersonic by Oasis as the song for the team selection post. Manifest it, Terry. Hey, man, I think I'm all manifested out. I mean, I'll fire up a little bit, but we'll see. Crip's about to do an MJ flu game type performance. The lads better go with him. Inshallah, we turn up tomorrow. Rocco, not nervous. 0 expectations from this team. Yeah. Ryan's acoustic covers. They never drop any senior players like the Cheras or the Sards. That's the reason we never win, and the boys aren't giving games each week. I don't think Chera has ever deserved to be dropped this year, personally. Sard, maybe, but I can't see why Chera would ever have been dropped this year, personally. Like Akers, maybe. I don't know. Was it Bins that Voss was fuming at? It's hard to see the footage. I think this has been blown out of proportion a little bit. He had a little go at Bins, followed by a go at every single player around him, and reiterated that it was about that person, that person, that person, that person, that it was about all of them. But I think the initial footage might have not shown that, but I watched it. I didn't think it was all to Bins. Alan Mark, love the selection of Billy and Boyd, 2 good runners and ball users. Yes. Chera's had a good year, just not a match winner on his own. Yeah. Yeah, I thought this was interesting, Josh. Voss doesn't get angry. And then he gets angry. It's like, oh, but don't get angry at this player. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder who the new Wolf will be after this season. LS, you have way too many credits in the bank for that comment to not have a little bit of information behind it. What do you know? What do you know? Are you saying that Sardi won't be here this year and next year? McGovern, a natural forward and our best kick, except when kicking after the siren. Well, he's our best kick for goal when he's not concussed. I think that's a fair comment to make. That's better. Jen, I'm with you. I think Chera has been consistent. I think he's had a pretty good year. The new Wolf will be Moo. TNT, you heard a rumor, Sard retiring. You heard a rumor or you read a rumor? Big difference. Big difference. LS, you're just a guy standing in front of a screen asking his team to get a win. Okay, fair. I just take your words with a little bit more than a grain of salt. So take that as a compliment. Ches needs to score. Does he? Does he need to score? I think Ches needs to just keep doing what Ches is doing. I think there are a few others that need to lift. I think Charlie needs to score, personally. I think Charlie needs to kick 4 goals tomorrow. And I don't think that is unreasonable. For all the talk about, like, he doesn't tackle, like, yes, he doesn't tackle. But I don't really expect more than 2 tackles in a game. But at this point of the year, tomorrow night, is it unreasonable to say, Charlie, we need you to kick 4 goals tomorrow? 3 minimum, but preferably 7. But 3 to 4 and set up a couple. Why did you remind me of the shank after the siren last season? You know what I was doing when that happened? So I was with my sister, my brother and a couple of friends, and we were all arm in arm as that kick was taken, and he fucking shanked it. Yeah. Hello, Rob. Win or lose, you just want to see fight, care, and pride. Oh yeah, I had a video to play. This was a bit of an analysis, which is a little flawed as well. I'll let you make up your own minds, but Daniel Hoyne did a video about Carlton and what is working. So I'll play this and see what you make of this. This was interesting stuff. Really just reiterating a lot of what we've heard.
All these beaten up Blues supporters. I've got
Oh.
people texting me everywhere. Can you get Hoyne to find me a positive?
Comfortable.
Oh.
Comfortable. We'll see. What do we do?
Well, why is everyone trying to sack the coach if you can give us some positives?
Well, let's just, you asked me for the positive.
Okay.
You are way getting to the negatives. We'll leave that to the side. But we talked about 6 weeks ago, didn't we? 6 or 7 weeks ago, Brain v. Brawn.
Yeah.
Carlton, #1 Brawn team in the competition.
A bodybuilder.
So there's the positive, G and Sammy. It's still the #1 Brawn team in the competition.
So I don't want
unfortunately, 2025 footy isn't about Brawn; it's about Brain. But
he's going to do it
but
again.
If you're looking for the positive, G and
Right.
Sammy, which you asked me for, the positive.
So what you're saying is if they brought this football and transported themselves to 2021, they would play off in a grand final.
It
against
would
the
be
Bees,
very
probably.
hard. They would be very hard to beat, but that's not 2025 footy. But in saying that, though, I know we're just having a bit of fun there. But they are #1 Brawn and #18 Brain. But if you were to look at this and just come in from the outside,
He's done it again. He's called the Blues the dumbest side in footy for the second time in 2 months.
I did not call it that. You just called that, Jim. That's all.
I mean, to be fair, we do make extremely dumb decisions out there, to be fair.
We'll roll with it. I would say, if you're looking at Carlton's profile as a whole, 60% to 70% is good.
Yep.
30 to 40% is bad. So it's not looking
Can
at
it be fixed with this group of players? Because if you haven't got the brain, how do you instill it? You can't get a brain transfer.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of two. I think it's a combination of trying to add more talent in, and the offensive system, especially when going inside 50. So I think if you're a Carlton supporter, you probably have a really good understanding now of what Melbourne supporters have felt like for the last 18 months, 2 years. Win contests, get the footy inside forward 50, but your connection inside forward 50 is the issue. So I don't think we've ever seen a team with a profile of being the second best team in the comp to move the footy from one end of the ground to the other, but be 18th at scoring inside 50. So if you think about that, when you're moving it from one end of the ground to the other and going inside, they should be the easiest entries to score against because you're going into open space.
Yep.
And
you've also got a bloke called Kerner, and normally Harry Mackay hasn't played much in recent times, but it's not like you haven't got some weapons in the forward.
That might be the problem.
Can we just detail this just clear while we're talking? So they're third for inside 50 differential, right? They're second, as you say, D50 to forward 50 chains. They're #1 contested ball differential. They're 6th clearance differential. And they're #2 for pressure. That is 1, 2, 3, 5 uber positives.
And you're not even looking at what they do defensively. Second hardest team in the competition.
Sorry, that's just lagging a little bit. Let me just wait. Yeah.
When you win possession to get it on the scoreboard against. So
This tells you one thing.
So only
Brain is underrated.
So only Collingwood are harder to actually score against in the competition.
So
defending ball movement, Carlton, #2 in the competition this year. So
no wonder Vossi's losing his marbles.
That's what I'm saying. It's 60 to 70% is good. So this isn't gonna do you any justice here, Sammy, or bring any joy, just given the win-loss record. But if you're looking at this footy program and what's going wrong, it's the 30% component that you got to get to work on. And as you see, whether that's talent, whether that's trade, whether that's draft, whether that's system, whether that's coaching, it's going to work on the 30%. The 70%, you're not walking in and overlooking what is a basket case.
You need to import some brains.
You've got to get some brains. As you always say to me, G, that's the first thing that you try and recruit is the brain side of things. That's what Carlton need to go to work on clearly.
Get some nerds in there, Jared. All right, your overall.
I'm a bit more confused after hearing that. So I'm just gonna let you all interpret that. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know. Just shows Champion does a load of crock. Could be. Could be. Oh, yes. I forgot to bring this up. I did see this. The 82-year-old member that got threatened with membership cancellation. Let's unpack this. Carlton 82. Let's unpack this. Let's unpack this because I think there's a little bit of. I mean, look, I'm going to run you through how I unpacked it, and then you can say what you want because I get very untrustworthy vibes when people go to the mainstream media for such a thing. Right? So on the surface, let me get this out. I'll share my screen. So the story goes like this, right? Came out today in the Herald Sun. This is what happened today. Embattled Carlton board threatens to cancel membership of 82-year-old grandfather for aggressive AGM questions. Right? Let's have a look. So a shattered elderly Carlton member has accused the club's board of deploying oppressive tactics to silence critics after it threatened to cancel his membership because of an aggressive line of questioning at the club's AGM. The board has threatened to cancel the membership of 82-year-old grandfather for his aggressive line of questioning at the club's annual general meeting in February. Maybe we can bring that article up. Blues member Joe Cotrona, a leader of the Carlton One group that rolled President John Elliott 23 years ago, revealed he was issued with a formal warning for allegedly making other attendees feel unsafe and generally in concert with others disrupting the running of the meeting. Now, I don't know who these people are, but I have absolutely been told there are certain people that go to the AGMs and they're the same people that go every year and they yell and scream. But I've never met these people. I don't know who they are. I've also not seen them at an AGM. So I don't know. I didn't even know they were part of the Carlton One group that got rid of John Elliott. So, but Shada Cotrona, who vehemently denies the claims, has accused the undemocratic and unaccountable Blues board of deploying oppressive tactics to silence critics. I'm a 69-year-old member and an 82-year-old grandfather. Carlton has been my life. I've been attending Carlton games, rain, hail or shine, since I was 12 years old. In a letter sent by the Blues in March, Cotrona was told that members must respect all decisions made by the club, even if they disagree with them. Cotrona's friend, 39-year Blues member Jim Latsonis, Yasso Jim, has been handed a 3-year suspension for allegedly using obscene language and threatening physical violence against club representatives at the AGM. Wow. So he's lost his temper a little bit. But in a return letter to the club, Latsonis said that the claims against him were totally incorrect, false, and mischievous. In regards to the alleged threats of violence, Latsonis said he was defending himself against a person behind him who continually touched him and manhandled me without my consent and aggressively invaded my personal space by speaking into my ears words to the effect that I will be thrown out. Okay. Cotrona said the pair had decided to go public to expose the methods used on members who dare to ask questions about the direction of the club. So this is a screenshot of the letter, I guess, that he's been sent. The allegations were not properly investigated or dealt with by way of procedural fairness in natural justice, he claimed. And if they can treat a 69-year-old member and a 38-year-old member like this with false and unproven allegations, they can do it to anyone. The board is incompetent and a disgrace. They are trying to stop members asking legitimate and accountable questions about the management of the club. They are using the vehicle of disciplinary action as a means to control member rights to speak and be heard. They are an undemocratic board. The club promotes the respect program, so why doesn't the board show the same respect for all members rather than handing out this unaccountable treatment? It's high time for the Carlton board to be held fully accountable by way of a board spill and an extraordinary general meeting to remove them. The Blues said in a statement on Tuesday, the Carlton Football Club does not tolerate behaviour that threatens the safety and well-being of others in any environment. Every voting member has the right to attend club events, and in particular the annual general meeting, expecting to be able to participate and ask questions in an environment that is free from aggression and unbecoming behaviour. The club has made that clear directly to the individuals involved relating to this particular matter. Necessary action has been taken as a result. The matter is now closed. Pressure is building on Michael Voss. Cotrona said the senior coach was the latest victim of a messiah culture that torched the careers of Pagan, Malthouse, Ick, Brad, Ratton, Russell, and Silvani. The board never takes the responsibility for their own appointments. That's a fair comment. And when these good football people fail through no fault of their own, they are scapegoated, and the board never takes the blame. Carlton is now a business club, not a football club. Where the people join the club, Coda is to transact business, and football is a secondary issue. The Carlton board has never been representative of its members, but solely representative of the rich family benefactors and corporate backers of the club. Carlton members know who they are. The situation has been made worse by the club's nominations committee, which is an undemocratic and unrepresentative committee, which blocks normal members from being elected to the board. The nominations committee keeps the Carlton board as a closed shop. In fact, all current members of the board never have been appointed by a formal balloted election of the members, but were all appointed by a quiet invitation of the board. We have faith in Graham Wright making the right decisions to fix the football department in respect of recruitment, list management, and player development. This should include the removal of football boss Brad Lloyd, recruiting manager Michael Agresta, and list manager Nick Austin. However, any rebuild initiated by Graham Wright will fail unless this board is removed. They were both involved with the Carlton One ticket that removed the John Elliott board after the 2002 salary cap debacle. All I wanted was the club to be successful again. I believe that I was right at the time to remove the Elliott board then, and I believe it's time to remove the current board now. I've witnessed 8 premierships, and Jim has witnessed 5. It's embarrassing and shameful for any Carlton supporter who is under the age of 30, as they have seen no premierships but 5 wooden spoons. Thanks for the reminder, Joe. Wow. That was interesting. So, when I read this today, you know what it just reminded me of yet again? So I think the reality of like what is a Carlton person, like we have like a class breakdown. And when I think of the board, and I think I made the comment the other day, when I think of the board, I think of suits. But do any of them wear hoodies? Like that's the simple way of looking at it. Like, do they wear hoodies, or do they just walk around in suits all day, every day, and wear like matching pajamas to bed? Like, you kind of have to be able to be a suit, but also you got to be able to talk to the common man. You have to be able to do both. You can't just do one. And I think that, and again, I'll give Sayers credit where it's due. He was able to do it. He was one of the few people at Carlton up the top that I saw a demonstration of able to do it, or at least try. And I think these guys are just passionate Europeans, and you just got to know how to talk to them. Yeah, they yell and they scream. You just kind of got to know how to, you just got to know. And they clearly just don't know how to settle them down. To be fair, I've heard reports that there are people that go every year. I don't know if it's these guys that they're talking about, that they are pretty loud and they get it there. But I mean, if they want to get their opinion across, I mean, you've got platforms now. It's not like it used to be. You can go anywhere and you can come here, come on the fan cams and like spread your message. So I don't know if anyone has some insight onto what happened with the previous spill of the Elliott group. I don't really remember it. And what you remember from that, please let me know. Tracy, you stopped going to the AGMs due to poor adult behavior. They were screaming for Mark's head when he was president. To be fair, like he probably shouldn't have been president for as long as he was. It was pretty bad not buying what they're selling. Fair enough. And I think in fairness, I agree with that. Lots of his points were valid. It wasn't what he was saying that got him in trouble. It's just how he was doing it. Right. Because, I mean, based on what he said there of who he listed, who he thinks need to be replaced, like I think I agree with most of them, except for Nick Austin. Lloyd, Agresta, I would agree with. We can replace them. but I don't remember a board spill. I know that there almost was one, 2021, and I remember Vince Lochisano lobbying really hard to make sure that because they tried to change the constitution to change the number of signatures needed to call for an extraordinary general meeting. So it is now remained at 100, which like that, if needed, like honestly, like that, it could be done. And I think they tried to change it from memory. It might have been for 5% of the membership base, something like that. So it would have gone from 100 signatures needed to whatever, a couple of thousand, which also maybe not like a click, but maybe like a couple of clicks, couple of months, easy work. So I remember that happening, but I don't remember Carlton one. I was just too young. So was anyone around when this was happening? And what do you remember from it, if you can detail? Sayers felt like one of us. Just keep him away from Snapchat. Yeah, I think that's why I got so hurt, because I thought we found the one. Maybe that was me being the Messiah, like doing the whole Messiah again. Yeah. LS, any chance of Terry Pollard attending an AGM? I could attend an AGM, like sure. Or we could just like have a conversation on the channel. No? Like wouldn't that be great? Like why can't we just have a conversation on the channel as a fan engagement platform and a channel of communication between club and fan? Like is that not it? Like I could even like take on feedback. We could even like take on feedback that the club could give to us, like, hey, we need you to just like chill out here a little bit, or this hurts, or you're like, they're just the resistance to the new world and the new way of doing things just baffles me. Petra, you met Joe in 1980. Should be a life member, legend. Yeah, 69-year member. It's yeah. Where's the member's spot on the board? Has there ever been such a thing? Was this something that used to happen? Like, was there I guess it's a new world now. Yeah, like was there such a thing, a member's position on the board, like someone who represented the interests of the common fan? I remember when they ripped John Elliott's name off the stand. So yeah, maybe I've missed some. What happened? I'm too young. I was too young to remember what happened there. Like, what was they were just ready for the John Elliott era to end? Like, what did you all do? Those of you who were around, like, did you vote? Like, what happened? John, Carlton one was the worst thing that ever happened to the club. They kept calling the 82-year-older grandfather. Generally, what that happens, I don't think that should give him more support. Okay. Our board has been sneaky and silent. Hey, rat boys, and people on this channel are too honest for Carlton Football Corporation. Maybe. Jim, I've always wondered why there is not a member on the board like a common member as a voice of the fans, or someone who can translate, the jargon to normal words. Who's out? Eddie Maguire. Love him or hate him, he helped make Colin. Well, thing is with Eddie's like once in a generation. Like he's a unicorn. So you just don't get Eddie's. Like he's one of one. But I get what you're saying. Like, who is that? Tracy, I think a few years ago they had a person to represent the members. Marker, Western Bulldogs, Carlton not going to be in top 8. Mate, where have you been? Where have you been, mate? We've covered that. They blamed him for salary cap breaches. Okay, that's Elliott. Something every club did. Ron Evans had it in for him. Ron Evans, okay. Someone who speaks the language of the common fan. We don't need just suits on the board. Tony, what happened? The salary cap issue happened. Then John Elliott was pretty much ousted. From memory, I think he remained pretty vocal and maybe he tried to get back in or at least was agitating. Okay. No member on the board, yet we're paying Greg Williams to be on it. Yeah, that's just... Yeah, it's just... Yeah. Elliott was a fantastic president and loved Carlton, but he also had no succession plan and would never leave unless pushed out. It had to be done at the time, and the members stood up and did it. Fair. So I could give you a bit of an insight into the A-League communications. Might not be as relevant. The way we get treated as fans of clubs is horrible by our boards. Melbourne Victory, for example, we can send emails to our board and stuff like that. But even still, when we get treated like criminals instead of just passionate fans, kind of like the AFL, where if you bring passion to the ground, you look bad. Right. It's really interesting. It's really interesting with the... Ultimately, these are the people that are the decision makers. And whatever Graham Wright is going to do, or whatever recommendations he has for the Carlton Football Club, whether he starts tomorrow in his capacity as CEO, whatever he wants to do for change, the board have to agree to it. The board will determine whether or not we go ahead with it. So, as I said earlier, if Graham Wright has 8 recommendations, will the board allow him to? What if one of Graham Wright's recommendations is 4 of the board members need to be replaced? What if that, I don't think a board member would want to vote themselves out. Just like Brad Lloyd didn't want to vote himself out of the review when he clearly wasn't meant to be on the review for the AFLW program. And that's where the self-interest comes. So we'll see. Have a collab with Tom Elliott. Maybe Tom can come and rehatch the story. I'll tell you what I'm mindful of with that. Just like I'm preaching to look to the future, and isn't that just like looking to the past a bit too much? I mean, maybe it'd be good to understand. Elliott was an arrogant man. His arrogance is what brought the club down with the salary cap incident. There was an amnesty and he ignored it and we got caught. Yeah. And I don't say this to disrespect John Elliott, but I, as someone from this generation, feel like we are paying the debt from the generation before us, the Carlton debt. There should be a member representative on the board that will... Well, will it? That's a big question. We need a challenge to the board and we needed it now. Would I be a board member if I was asked? I have a big platform and a balanced view. I mean, at the end of the day, what do I think a Carlton fan needs and wants apart from premiership? You want to feel connected to something. I think what I do is a role. I play a little role. I don't need a title. I'm good. But if I was asked, I don't know. If I was asked and it was going to help the club, maybe. But I think what we do here, I wouldn't give the I can't give this up. This is everything to me. This for me is part of the solution to have the fans' voice heard, and that's what I thought was lacking when I started this. There was no platform for the fan to feel like they were being heard. Now, are we being listened to? Because there is a difference between being heard and listened to. No, but I think if you are at the top of any organizer sporting club in this century, and we go further and further into the digital world, you have to be able to use a platform to talk to the people, step into the new world, or we'll fall behind. So, wouldn't that be cool? We could alleviate any doubt about a board member if we could just talk to them. Because I think what I found is when you have conversations and you get to know the person, like with interviews and the like, you realize pretty quickly they're normal people. They're not these special superheroes. They're just board, like they're just members of the board. Like they're literally just humans. They're no better than you. They're no better than the next person. They've done some really cool things in the world and they've succeeded in their respective fields, but they're just human beings. But I think because we don't hear or see them, we put them on this pedestal that they're something that they're not. So I think there's a balanced way to talk about this as well. Ultimately, they are accountable for the decisions that get made at top level. So many hidden agendas going on behind the scenes. It's an old boys club. I think we've come a long way from that, though. It's not like it used to be, even as an industry. To be fair to Lloyd, I wouldn't want to be fired from my job either. Yeah, of course. Mate, why are you not answering the question of Carlton Football Club are to 10th after the season end? Mate, what are you doing here? Where have you been? Who are you? The AFL gave him the opportunity to come clean and he refused. We're still paying for that decision. Are we? Do you think we're are we really? I think I spoke to Kuda about this. I asked him in an interview early days and I asked him, like, are we still suffering from the salary cap? He's like, no, it's no excuse. We've had draft picks. We've had number one draft picks. This was the early days of this rebuild. He's like, we've had the draft picks. We've had all the picks. I think what we haven't done is rebuild the philosophy of Carlton because there's still remnants of the old Carlton and this new Carlton pulling through, and we haven't just hit the sweet spot. With all due respect, they were all doing it. They still are. Rod Evans had it in for Elliott. Yeah. I think it's important to understand the history and that as a club we have never recovered. Okay, that's fair. It's all this stuff, though, that has turned us into a toxic club that can't achieve success in its current form. What makes you say that, Tatum's tantrum? What makes you feel that? I'm too important to go to the board. I'm happy here, man. I'm happy here. I'm a consultant, don't need to be on the board. I'm a collector of the fan opinion. Yes. Yes, that's yeah. Pommy. Hello, mate. History becomes a problem, they say, when you want to live there. It becomes a lesson of what is possible when it is honored and agreed it's in the past. Yeah, that's why I'm mindful of, like, it's an interesting topic and it was in the paper today. So I think it's a talking point. You're saying we've already fallen behind. We've already seen it over the last couple of decades. Sure. So, like, what are the decisions to step forward, rather than continue to make the decisions that fall us into the past? I remember when the salary cap breach was broken on the footy show, it's something this club still hasn't recovered from. They're too scared to talk to the people. See, if I was in that situation, I really believe I'd be able to, like, speak that Greek fiery language, just chill him out, like, hello there, like, just calm down a little bit, like, go out for a cigarette with him, have a stress dart, and then tell him it's all going to be okay. I don't know if they have that ability. Collab with Tom, not to discuss the past, but to talk about the future. I've never met Tom. I don't know anything about him. I don't know what he's about. I don't know. So maybe it would be worth a conversation. I mean, I'll talk to anyone at this point. We're not still paying for it. That's a victim, poor me mentality. I am here with you. There've been decades passed since it happened. I do think there's some people who I think there are people there that are in the generation where old Carlton was, and we're in a new world now. And I think with the new world means people who are a part of this new world who are not represented. That's what I personally think. The new school, like, who are the new school? The digital The digital kids, the ones who were the kids when the digital age came, and the ones who grew up digital. And how are we going? How are we going to not fall behind as we move more and more into this digital world? You know, because emails aren't going to do it. Jim, I agree with this. We've got to let the 30 year go. 30-year thing. It's really the 10 years. I don't remember the George Harris and Jezelenko days. There's always been drama. Well, there's always ego with Carlton. No? There's always ego. It's about, yeah. Anyone know how much debt we still have to pay? I think we're debt free. Am I wrong? Stay away from Tom. I don't know, man. The penalties affected us. It split us. We were a brutal club when only winning mattered. Ever since, it's been about external perception, not internal drive. The suits don't know how to talk to normal people. Yeah, I think there's a real opportunity here. Could have taken him outside for a quick ladder predictor. Exactly. Hey, don't make me do it. I'm retiring the ladder predictor. Okay? It's done. Unless we win the next two somehow, I will retire the ladder predictor. Tatum's. I think the decisions needed to start at board level. We needed change, but we need the right people to give us the alternative. Either way, I'm just sick of the rut that we're stuck in. Yeah. Ethan, 7 CEOs, 7 coaches, 8 presidents since 2000. That's changing each of the top 3 positions about every 3 years. To me, that speaks to the instability at the core of the club. Systematic refresh. When you put it that way, yeah. Tony Prime, your main issue is that Carlton Football Club has forgotten the key element of why we're here. Football rather than an aspiring Fortune 500 company. Yeah, there does seem to be. I'm always wary of any organization or anyone who just tells you they're a good thing. Like it's like it is about perception. A lot of it is catered around what do we look like? What are we perceived to be? Like we're good people. We're respectful. We're inclusive. We're this. We're that. Like don't tell me. Just be it. Because if you continue to just tell me that you're something, I'm going to not believe it. Just tell me by being it. Like it should be a given that you handle yourself and conduct yourself with respect, irrespective of sexual preference or gender or whatever. Like just be that. Pommy, look at the new school boards. It's a new generation now. The old guys and girls on the board are purely either in it for themselves, are actively using other agendas to bankroll themselves morally. Yeah. Shiny Blue, in 95, Parkin told the group they would lose games, but Greg Williams stood up and said, why do we have to lose? That's the difference in mindset. It's not the victim mentality to recognize you are the generation that is the transition and that it's up to you to keep pushing for change. Yeah. That's powerful. We were stuck in the buying players and coaches far too long. Were the other clubs adapted straight away? We took another 10, 15 years to embrace the new draft and recruitment way. Yeah. The media can't let go of it, but we have every time we have signed a new player, it's Carlton don't have the space, or how many more big players can we get? We never hear it with Collingwood or Geelong. Yeah. Dominic, Simpson and John Longmire on the couch, and they're asking if they would coach Carlton. What did they say? I didn't expect this show to go so long. This got deep. Hey, man. Send a weekly consultant proposal to them. Up the prices every week. They don't respond. Your information is valuable. Mate, at this point, I'll do it for free. This current board culture identified one major threat to success of the club: the members. Can you believe that? That's why they shut members out of training sessions. Surely they're not that evil. Maybe I just think too positively about people. They can't be. Like, they're human beings. We can connect. Or am I like, is that just fantasy thinking? Like, it can happen. We can connect. It can be done. They just have to be willing to step into it. And the more that they don't, the more questions get asked. Brad, you have a message for Harry on his podcast, and your messages are often asked in the recording. How can you word a memo to Harry inviting him to join us here? Send him a voice message on his podcast and tell him we love him. And we hope he's okay, and we hope he, gets better and comes back. I don't know. A professional organization shows you, they don't tell you. Yeah. Everybody at the club's out of position, from the players to the coaching staff and even Graham Wright. Well, this is the other thing where weren't we all critical? Wasn't there criticism a few years ago about Kane Little stepping into affairs that weren't his remit? Like, we're now saying, Graham Wright, come and fix everything, be the CEO, but also be the list manager because you've got football experience in list management. And are we almost inviting him to overstep and look over everything and have too many fingers and too many pies? I don't know. But I'm just mindful of the Messiah complex that he's building with him. Because we're in the shit right now, and it's like Graham Wright will save us. But Graham Wright's recommendations have to be agreed to and implemented by the board. So I do wonder if Graham Wright's full recommendations will be made public, as opposed to just the recommendations that they decide to publicize. It's all been kept in-house. They've all got relationship history. They hire mates or mates of mates rather than the plutocratic people. Pommy, you said it to me. When you say I'm not a bad guy, we're pro this and that, like clockwork, 5 months later, we have our boss sending a dick pic to have an affair openly and not own it. Well, yeah. John, I thought Sayers was huge once he got it. It was a sense of optimism. I'm with you. I was all in. I was like, oh my God, this is the one I trust. And to be fair to him, he was the only one that ever said it shouldn't be us or you. It should be us and you. Like me being like us channel, Blue Abroad. He was the only one to say it. And then he came on a live stream. And then he came on postseason. And then we started losing in 2024 and never heard from him again until I saw his dick. Yeah. Chief, how do I feel about their emissions? Yeah, I don't mind. John, it's almost like when the club was almost broke in 06-07 era, we focused on off-field survival and forgot about football. Yeah. Why am I skipping? I'm trying, mate. I'm not skipping. I'm just like, I'm getting through as many as possible. If you want to come on and you want to talk and like be on video and like have like a conversation, here's the link, mate. You can come on. I won't skip you. I'm in La La Land. See, I'm up for the fight. I think we can change. I've sat in meetings with their mouthpieces. It's obvious when they talk to us, they don't view any of this serious. It's pure. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Graham Wright already has the next coach in sights. LS, he's dropping bombs tonight. Carlton make something public? I'm kidding myself. Yeah. Maybe. Probably. Some people just want to see the world burn, look across the past and the present. It will happen in the future. It simply doesn't have the capability to stop. See, I'd like to think anything can change. Just got to be willing to step into it. Graham has the power of being able to convince people to do things they maybe don't want to do, cleverly manipulative to achieve his goal. So, okay, question. If one of Graham Wright's recommendations is keep Voss and build around him, would you accept that as a fan? Like, you know, those of you who currently think maybe Voss shouldn't be the coach. Graham Wright says, I know what makes a good football club and I know that I want Voss to stay. Would you say, fine, yep, I agree, and get behind it? Would that change your opinion? Like, are you that sure that Graham Wright knows what he's doing? We've got a bullet point version of the last review. We will get a glossed version of this. Check Man Costa Manny on Pies Footy. They sent like a 42-page A4 document in their 90s review. Okay, this is good to know. This is good to know. We need a full scale dot by dot point by dot point analysis. I saw the man's dick. 2025. Financial review from 2024 says $3 million profit and $25 million at the bank. Too bad we can't just buy the cup. Hey, Daniel, go Blues, mate. Tez, do you think there's another fan base that talks about the board as much as us? I don't deal with other fan bases personally. I just don't. Carlton made a deal for their success May 22 to November 23. That deal ended energetically in May. The gifts they got have been taken off them. They didn't learn whatever was in the fine print. Chaos. Jim.
Yo. What's going on?
This is gone. Yeah, this has gone into like I don't know where it went on a Wednesday night.
This has been interesting.
Yeah.
Just a team show, but crazy.
What's your take? What's compelled you to call in?
Because of what you just said. Like, if Graham Wright decided to back Vossi, where do we go? I think that would be a good thing to a point. Even though I want him out personally because I don't like the brand of footy we're playing, right? I don't like team defense. I hate it. I think it sucks. But if he got backed and maybe he, got cuddled rather than kicked, he had the right people around him, because I don't think he does have the right people around him. I think Ash Hansen sucks too. I think Greaves sucks. They suck. Our assistants suck. All right. The only one the jury's not out on is probably Jordan Russell, but yeah, he's probably not a forwards coach. So he might be. I don't know. If you can coach, you can coach, but maybe you can't. I just think around the bloke, if you're going to keep him, that is not the worst thing for our footy club. What's your take on it? That's a very full-on question.
Well, yeah. I mean, it kind of, I was prompted by it when I was on the Prendercast, because I think a lot of opinion is, I mean, you're either pro Voss at this point or you're not. And it did get me thinking, because a lot of stock is going into Graham Wright's opinion on things. And, and to be fair, he's earned that reputation because of what he's done. So if he comes out and says, "Dear Carlton fans, this is what I believe is the way forward. We want to thank so-and-so and so for their contribution to the club. I believe we need X, Y, and Z. We are going to appoint this person to this role, head of football. We're going to appoint this assistant coach, this line coach, or whatever he's going to do." I'm just really curious if that's going to be met with, well, the board mustn't have not let him sack Vossi, or if it's going to be, no, this is what he's telling me that he wants to do. And I know that he knows what he wants in football. And I mean, we're going to find out. I'm just finding it really curious, because I don't know if people are going to be trusting Graham Wright like they say they are.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there'll always be a portion of the Carlton fans that will say, the board didn't sign off on that anyway. There's always going to be people that things aren't going to go everyone's way, right? So there's going to be a portion of the fans going to get pissed no matter what. That's just life, though. Carlton's almost always fucked up in certain areas, like any sporting organization. Like they will never always make perfect choices, and that's just sport. Like there's 17 other clubs as well that make mistakes all the time. We just have to get this one right more often than not. And I just think the assistants around him got to go. And if that's what he decides to do when he comes in, he, clears house. Brad Lloyd's got to go as well. But if he clears, those and Vossi spoke pretty well today. I don't agree with some of the things he said. I don't think we're playing a good brand of footy when he said that. But you're right. He had a bit of venom. He had a bit of sting with the words he said. And, if that's your coach talking to you like that, and that might bring something out of you. He might be that motivator. They're just not playing the right footy. We're not using our tools correctly. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of faith to put in one bloke coming in, though. I don't know that everything's going to change and he's just going to kick out of everyone. I just don't think, I can't see it happening. But I do think he'll clean assistants, and part of me does think he's going to keep Voss. I really do think he might stay.
I think I agree. If I had to guess, I think I agree with that. However, at the end of the day, we've got 9 games left. He's going to have to win 4, 5.
He's going to need to win more than 5.
He's going to need to win. He needs to win games. I believe. I personally. I mean, and then again, if we start seeing what we saw 2021, 19 straight goals against and the beltings, then I don't know if that's going to keep him there. But again, I'm just taking a guess from this side of the fence.
If we see 19 goals or anything like that, even if we see a team put 10 on us, that just to me seems players have tools down and playing for the bloke at all. We shouldn't see that. Not with this anymore. 10 goals in a row, never again. Not with this list. It just can't happen. We can't accept that. Man, I think a pass mark. Look at how we're lowering our standards here. But for him to even hit is 12 wins. It just is. He's got to win 6 of the next 9. There are 6 winnable games there. There are. Just find a way to do it. If you really want to keep your job as well, you've got to try and do that. I think got to give. There's 100,000 members. We've got to take something into next year. We can't just. If we win 9 games, man, or less, we're fucked. That's bad. With the draw we had,
it is bad. It is bad.
So I don't know. Who do you think is a coach though? If we were going to, tap him on the shoulder, that is better than him right now.
I honestly don't know, and that's why I haven't had a strong opinion to sack Voss, because I don't know of a better alternative. When I have the opinion on Brad Lloyd, for example, in my head I'm like Chris Davies or Jimmy Bartell. I'd be like, I'd like to see this person instead, but maybe Longmire is one of those people. I still think if Longmire was to start round 1 next year, it would take 3 years and the players would get him to the exact same situation where it's like, look at what they've done to him. Everyone we bring into the club, they've ruined. I just don't trust the decision makers at this point. So I just don't have a strong opinion on who a better coach would be. I think Sean mentioned Adrian Hickmott, maybe, who's I think he's at Hawthorn right now. News to me. I don't know. I didn't know him in that sphere. I've heard Hayden Skipworth's name be brought up. I just don't know.
I think pride. There's no reason you would go past Adrian Hickmott. I think he's got a decent CV from everything I've read. To take away the fact that he played for us for a few years as well. He's a 90s footballer. I'm pretty sure he's at West Coast. I think he's coached his own side and he was at Hawthorn. From what I've heard, could be good if he's an untried coach. I'm not for Adam Simpson. I don't think.
Me either.
That's going to fix. Look, you have to look at his recent history. It was dog shit. I don't care what anyone says. His recent history sucked. Then you've got Longmire. Well, there's a reason he's just gone. So he might not, want to do it again for a while. So I don't know why he would do that. And you can't just throw money at these people as well. You need them to want to do it. They need to want to take on the Carlton Football Club, because there's a difference between coaching Sydney and coaching Carlton, albeit West Coast is a very big club. And Simpson would know what a big club, to be a coach of a big club is important. But yeah, I don't know. I just can't see anyone better than him unless we go someone untried and they just have that fire to do something their own way. And then, I don't know. But I think putting a lot of faith in Graham Wright, almost need the players to kind of just turn the ship themselves.
Who would have thought? I think David King's quote, it rings in my head. It's like, if you want to put your hand out, you got to put your hand up. It's been time for a while now, but Charlie, he's good enough. I believe in him. Mate, turn up tomorrow night. Let's start there. Dominate tomorrow night.
Yeah, Charlie's been putting
because he gets invested in dominant with a dominant price, to be a dominant player, and it's not Messiah complex, but mate, thoroughly need you tomorrow night to be the best version of yourself is the message.
Yeah, agree. There's probably 10 leaders in that side that if they really care and they do want to turn that ship, they can just rip this game from Port Adelaide. I still am undecided whether I'm going to go tomorrow night. I'll probably end up going, but fuck, man, it's going to be hostile. I think we can win at our best, but I just got this sick feeling that I'm going to go. It's going to be a typical Adelaide Oval. Not trying to be negative, but I just feel like Port might just do us tomorrow by a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. What's getting me is I just don't see how a team that was so disconnected that I went to watch on Saturday afternoon, 5 days later, is going to lock into each other. I don't think they've had enough time to kumbaya,
Yeah. If they show up that way, fuck, it's going to be bad. I think they'll put in a shift for 4 quarters. I don't know. They're just not trust. We just can't trust them. We just can't trust the group.
Can't trust the club. Can't trust any of them. A lot of them.
You think about the fall from where we were just 12 months ago. It's just unbelievable. If you had have told me that, I would have laughed at you. And I've been let down by this club a lot, as we all have. But if you had have said to me when we were second on the ladder last year, you guys are only going to beat 5 teams, I would have been like, nah, you're joking.
So when did it fall apart last year? Was it round 17? Was that the round that we played the Giants, or was that round 16?
I think 17 was from memory, was the round we played the Giants. It fell apart 1 minute before quarter time when Weeders took off a dangerous kick. No fault of him, but that's just how it feels to me. What happened at quarter time for us to have, that was a big swing in that game. It's 14, 15 goal swing. Yeah, I don't know. It's bad, man. It's really bad. We started last year so almost how we left 2023 is how we've started, and now we're playing 2018 football. It's fucked. I don't get it. I just don't understand. I think that's why there is so much outrage in the fan base.
Yeah.
The same list, man. It's the same team.
Yeah.
Means they can still do it. They can turn it around. It's just they
Sort it
cannot.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, mate, that's my piece.
Thanks for calling in.
Anytime. Look after yourself, mate. See you, Tess.
Go Blues. See you, man. Tyler.
Go, Terry. How we going?
Mate, we're going... You know what? We're going well. I haven't really gone into this level with the team show before, but this is... I don't know. It just went somewhere, and so I thought we'll just roll with it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've been home as the team show's going, so I've been going for a bloody while, mate.
Yeah.
It's been out at work or whatever. just listening to you last handful of minutes going, board this and the coaches, and the board get voted in every 3 years. So, I mean, I think they had the election last year, I think. That might be right. So you get a couple of years, you turn them over. If we're going, we want blood in the water, spill the board, do whatever else, put all new people on, whatever. Like we can do that. That's easy enough. If we go, we're not happy with the direction of the club, the board answers to us, the members.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. The coaching stuff. So I grew up, most of my Carlton memories are from sort of 2008 onwards. So I've only known this club as shit. So the last 2 years have been, well, last year and the year ago, year before that, that was awesome. You know, an awesome ride. And I hate saying it because I feel complacent in, we're just back to what I know this club as.
Yeah.
You know, Dad was a first generation Carlton fan, not immigrant, but he grew up in the 70s and the 80s. There are two clubs that were good at the time that he could have chosen. No one in his family, no friends would ever go into watching footy. He's going, I want to do it. Two good teams. One of them is 2 games out of the 8, and the other one is Hawthorn. And he chose his club. And at that time, wouldn't you? You win in most games every week, whatever. But you hear the stories of, I was watching the TV at 4 years old in that 1979 grand final when, Harms, that keeping the ball in the field didn't go out. Collingwood supporters come after me. All you want, watching a lot of those other, like the Parkin era of coaches and the Robert Walls era, and you go hearing all these stories about glory of this club, and then, you spend most of your high school in getting shit talked every week because you're getting belted by 50 odd again by like 4th and 5th worst teams in the league, and like last week took me back to that North game. But I mean, what the hell do you do? Like, we can't sit here this week and go, how bad was it last week? Teams are in. We've got a game in. We can probably look up exactly how long we've got until that game.
Until which game, sorry?
The Port game.
Oh, mate, we will be watching the first quarter in 24 hours from now.
Yeah, a little bit less than that now, but yeah. Like, move forward into this week. Two new kids in. They'll do. All the new kids that have come in this year have had good debut games or great debut games. So back those guys in. Back your senior leaders in to go. They're going to have to do a job because they are getting pilloried.
Yeah.
And they will know at that club that they don't perform in the next 2 weeks against Port and Collingwood. Their coach's job is either on the line or is already out the door.
Yeah. Well, I also do think that this whole conversation around who's staying and who's going has an effect on the inside, because people start going into self-preservation mode and, it wasn't me, it was him. Or it wasn't me, it was her. It wasn't her. Like, it just, and the uncertainty of that combined with poor confidence, combined with fan base that have expectations of, flags or top 4, combined with all of these things, is just a perfect storm for an implosion. And maybe we need to do it again, and start again and rip the bit. Like, maybe that's just what needs to happen. And maybe it's just yet again another situation of paying for the price of not making moves when they should have been made years ago. Like, this man at the head of the football department needed to go years ago. And they, for whatever reason, didn't do it.
No, because Like, I would say mates club, but it's kind of a thing that they might be going, who's the next best in it? That they're going, are we sometimes better off actually having, Brad Lloyd at the top of the footy department, or is there someone coming through that's better? Because like you'd go, oh, Jimmy Bartell would be great, but I think he's gone on like public record going, I don't really want to get into clubland again for a while. I mean, yeah, like there's not names being thrown around for that. The name I've heard for senior coach replacement, because that came through just speaking about that a little while ago with someone else. The name that I've heard pop up was Corey Enright. He's currently assistant coaching at St Kilda. And they reckon that Ross Lyon is priming him to be like the Ross Lyon replacement. I'm saying if we sack Voss, and I do not want us to sack Voss without getting to at least the end of the year or doing a full-on review from bottom up and go, how much fault is it of Voss? How much lies on how Aaron Hamill works with backline or Tim Clark with the midfield? Are these what coaches do what? And is this a full-on systemic issue that starts at Lloyd and Voss, or is it something that is lower down the chain from them that they are not picking up on? Because I've done, to way smaller scales, I've done reorganization, restructure sort of stuff where you're like going, yeah, it works better because you're going, sometimes works better, sometimes doesn't, where you're like, sorry, where it's kind of like either, oh yeah, it was just these couple people right up the top and everything works better.
Yeah.
Or you took those people away from the top and it all stayed shit. So, I mean, it's easy to take the scalps of the big names, but yeah, how much fault lies on them? How much lies on people under?
Yeah. Where are you watching the game tomorrow?
Probably on my phone at just out doing something on the night, so probably just watching it on silent. Honest to God, Terry, I was going to be at the North game, slept in, missed a train, and then went, oh, thank God.
Divine intervention, mate.
Yeah, it was. I'll be watching on silent. I mean, I think I'm there with a Port supporter, so I'll be hearing how good or how bad we'll be going. It's really hard to pick this game because both teams are.
It's a fraud off tomorrow night.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, who's going to be the shit team? Are we both going to be the shit team?
Who's going to be less shit?
Yeah. Are we both going to fluke our way to like over 100 and something points because both, structures are just equally as bad as each other? Or does one team go, yeah, no, that's it, we're charging, and win it by a mile, or we just end up in some slugfest? Don't know what the weather is in, because they're playing over in Adelaide, aren't they?
Yeah, Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
Anyway,
don't know what the weather will be, but yeah.
No, fair enough.
You just don't know, don't you?
No. What's your prediction for tomorrow? Final prediction. Like, make a gun to your head. What happens?
I mean, we've got to say the Carlton win. You've got to keep that optimism, and this might be the coming from the new guard of the club's just always been shit. But even when you were shit, you're going, oh, there's a chance. There's a chance, Terry. There's a chance. And you're like,
that's enough.
Yeah,
that's enough. That's enough for me.
It is. And I mean, yeah, there's 9 games left. We're 2 games off 8. Like,
yeah,
2 games off 8. I think we're in 10th and we're 2 games off the 8 percentage and other stuff as well. But we're not doing as bad as we maybe think we are. And it's probably these, like the losses haven't been great. Losing to North by any amount is horrid. Losing to Richmond by any amount in round 1 is horrid. But what do you do? You've got to say we can win, and you've got to back yourself in every week and go, yeah, we think we can win. If we the fans start going, oh yeah, no, we've already lost, how does that translate to the players? If the people backing them aren't rocking up, aren't doing whatever, aren't cheering them, because, go on, try to win it. And that might be coming from the era of the shit Carlton and not knowing that success. But yes, we should expect it, but I don't know. What do you think? Like, genuinely,
I said it earlier. I just struggle to see how what I went and watched at the MCG on Saturday and that group of individuals that didn't want to play for each other for long enough. I just struggle to see how that is going to be fixed 5 days later away when they're banged up, sore, broken, debutantes. Mate, I'm an optimist at the best of times. I just don't know how that gets fixed 5 days later. But hey, I'm ready, willing, and able to be surprised.
Yeah, and I mean, as the old saying goes, it's a long time between a week in footy.
Yeah. Well, 5 days could be a long time, or yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
mate,
they'll broken that game down anyway. But yeah, thank you, Terry.
Yeah. No, thank you. Appreciate you calling in. Maybe see you tomorrow.
Maybe. See how we're going.
All right. Go Blues.
Go Baggers.
100%. You opened a tab, didn't you, you cheeky bastard? I was watching it.
100%. I absolutely had the ladder in front of me. 100% I was going to do it. And I'm like, oh, I said I wouldn't do it.
I saw the gleam in your eye. And I was like, 100% he opened AFL.com's ladder predictor when that kid said that. Quality.
I wanted to look at the percentage and get the screenshot of this is what happened. I got the ladder out. I wanted to show and refer to what he was saying. And then I realized if I did that, I would have been tempted to hit the predictor button. So I just let it go.
I could see it. I was like, this is how he gets dragged back in.
Oh
dear, that's made my evening. Just so you know, that's made my evening. You had the same look as my kids when they're doing something naughty. I could see it.
You know what? Fuck it. Kill me. No,
it just made me laugh. I was like, that's just brilliant. Terry, before he knows it, he's predicting 3 wins on the rise back.
This bit, I am. Look, I retire. If we win tomorrow and we beat Collingwood, I will bring out the ladder predictor. Otherwise, it's retired.
Look, I'll take the piss, but you've got to do what gets you through it. Don't let anyone yuck your yum. Do you know what I mean? Some people buy feet pics. Some people go for a walk. We've all got our yum. We've all got our stress reliever.
That's true. What did you make? Did you see the article today?
Which one? I've seen quite a few. So
which one?
Tell me which one in particular we're referring to.
No, the one about the board members and the letter threatening the fans.
Oh, the old guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, the wonderful Debbie O'Connor, because I'm stupid. I pay for the Herald Sun. I screenshotted it for her. I literally keep my Herald Sun membership just for Debbie, to be honest. At this point, that's why I keep it. There's no reason for me to have it. But no, I did read the article. Yes, I did.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
I will. They're the two. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the guy that when we had the COVID membership thing where it was streamed, got into the big argument with the board.
I don't know, but I think these are the guys that people say every year. They're like, oh, these same people are there and they're yelling and screaming. I think that's who they're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I recognized him, and I'm sure he's a lovely guy. That was just a recollection. It seems a little bit weird to me, but I'm always one of these people, when someone tells me their truth, I know there's another truth, and then there's the actual truth. So if someone comes to me and goes, oh, this person did this to me and said this to me. I'm like, okay, you've told me what they've done. Now let's see what they've actually done. I reckon, not calling them liars, but I reckon they may have left something out. Because I can't imagine, if the club has said, you speak to us like that, we'll cease your membership, over something trivial like, can you just win a fucking game? I would be genuinely concerned. Would I be surprised though? No.
Yeah, listen, I'm all for like critiquing the club where it needs it. The club's also within its rights to say, listen, mate, you come here every year, you yell and scream every year like this. Yeah, like we've had enough as well. Like there are
100%.
consequences to actions,
100%. Like, I don't look on face value, reading the article, if that is true, club's fucking soft as shit. Like,
yeah.
Someone's armed with bad words and bad breath, and you're kicking your dummy. Like, we're a sporting institution that literally does everything but kill someone on a football field, and words are hurting our feelings. Calm down. But if he has abused someone, yes, the club are welcome. But it wasn't a great article to have. I've got to say this. The fan in me thinks, why would you go and make the club look worse when we're already doing a pretty good job on field? We don't need a lot of help at the minute. Do you know what I mean? Like genuinely, like, can you just leave us alone for 24 hours, please?
Yeah. The club are doing a great job in inviting the heat on themselves.
I will say this though. I know Rob Galaccio is a mate of that guy's, so
Okay.
I can only judge that guy on knowing Rob, and Rob is a gentleman and a scholar and a beautiful human being. So I'd imagine that guy is just incredibly passionate and loves his Blues. And I say some stuff when I'm incredibly passionate and upset that, and I'm sure the club would like to ban me as well. So sometimes we get emotional, but I look at it this way. When someone gets emotional to that point, like that gentleman is, he obviously cares, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he obviously cares. Like, at that stage, you've got to care, haven't you? So maybe harness that passion instead of using it to hang people with.
Yeah. What happened? Like the people skills. Where are the people skills?
Like, I mean, they don't exist anymore, Terry. Like, fucking hell. You're in 2025 now, kiddo. You want about?
Like, whatever you need to do. Roll around for a dart, like go for a frappe, like take him to Jim's Tavern, like for lunch, like just like.
Look, I don't want to hang anyone, but Terry, we have spoken to these people before, and I'll speak for myself so I don't incriminate you, but I haven't seen many people who work in industries in like positions of management deflect when someone tells them, I think you're wrong. Everyone I've ever worked with or been around, even as a customer, if I've got an issue, I've always had empathy. Because I think that's the keyest trait when someone's angry at you, empathy. Try and work out why they're fucking angry. If you can do that, you'll win. I've never seen someone get on the defensive so much, so I can't imagine what it's like as a member to write to this football club and go, I'm a little bit upset, I'm a little bit disheartened, and then being fed with the same bollockness narrative they feed me at times, where they tell me, oh, it's actually okay though, Pommy, you're actually wrong here. Because the minute you tell someone they feel wrong, you're in the wrong, because you can't tell someone how they feel. It can be irrational, and they could feel something that isn't there, but you can't just say, no, you're wrong. So I empathize with that gentleman, because I've spoken to these guys and I can tell you, A-grade knobheads.
Yeah.
And that's me being polite. A-grade. And I've met some big knobheads in my time, but
like
not many people naive.
Like, will in the history of the Carlton Football Club in this period of time, will they pass the test of being able to truly embrace the change and evolve? It's like this. They've got all the elements now They're so stable off the field, and the fun, it's all there. It's like you just gotta almost get back to your roots. Not too much, because sometimes your roots can get you in trouble, but like, can you just step into it, club? Can you do it? I probably won't.
Look, all I see at the minute is a lot of passion, right?
Yeah.
A lot of passion. And some things are said that I don't like, some things are said that I can get behind. But one thing that I know for facts in this world is if that passion is channeled, passion is the purest form of the two strengths in the world, love and hate.
Yep.
And you can do some remarkable things with hate. Look around the world. If you channel hate, you can do some mighty fucking big things. But you can also channel love, and that does some mighty wonderful things as well. So I think if people like have the vents for the next couple of weeks, get it out of your system, get your camera on, do your soppy videos where you've made some shed look like it's a studio, but it's not. Do your soppy videos, let your emotions out. It's all good. It's all good. There's going to have to come a point where everyone stops being soppy and says, this is how I feel. And you know what? My great-great-granddad did this and that. No one gives a shit. This is 2025 and actually have to do something. And if we get the right people to channel the right passion, the right energy, I promise you we can make you heard. And ultimately, there may be a change that makes this club great again. But if we keep bickering, it's never. Because once you're divided, it's very easy to control the populace.
True.
So while we're all fighting at each other and getting angry and going on Twitter and going, this guy here thinks TDK should stay and stuff, that makes it easy if I'm a suit upstairs sipping caviar and shitty wine to just keep feeding your bollocks. It's harder when you're all on the same page and you're all at my doorstep.
True. What do the numbers say happens tomorrow?
The VFL team should get a good win versus Port Melbourne. They've got Gastro going around. I mean, look, this is an interesting battle. So it's an interesting, but you know what? Look, chat, I love you. I love you guys and girls. So look, you know what? I'll do you a cheesy quaver. Let's have a look at something. I've got something new. If you watch my preview, which well done, Carlton fans. For the first time in a good couple of weeks, Collingwood haven't beaten you in a 24-hour period of a video dropping, because the Collingwood fans, you know what? They like your Uncle Pon, and that's a problem. That's a problem. I tell you, it's a big problem if they like me. When I'm meant to be your brother. You know what I mean? Not their brother. That's what you're doing to me. Right, tell you what, I'll open these up. Right, okay. So what you're going to see here on your screen is we've done something a bit different. These are the key metrics of 2025 of winning games. Right. So these are pretty much the more important stats. What you're seeing is the blue numbers are the last 5 games, what they scored from that, and their ranking in the AFL. Then you'll see this form thing. Now, if it's a red number, it means, oh, crikey, that's bad. If it's a green number, it means it's good, right? So there you'll see Carlton's metrics. So let's focus on some really important ones. These are really, really interesting. Shots per inside 50 and shots efficiency, scoring efficiency. In the real world, we're ranked 18th in the real world. In the last 5, though, you can see this hasn't astronomically improved.
Right.
Against very weak opposition. It's got better, 1.2%. It sees us 11th currently, but it still sees us way down globally in the entire year. You can see a big thing, though, that Carlton's happened. So I want you to notice the points for and the points against. We're starting to get worse defensively, but even though we've played worse teams, we've averaged less points scored over the last 5 current form than we have all season. And that's been a big complaint from the media. We don't kick enough goals. And you can see some real dangerous patterns. These are warning signs at this stage of the season. Your turnover differential, the king of football. Carlton's intercepts, top 2 in the league. So for the turnovers to die quickly, your turnover differential, but you're still intercepting at a high volume, it's a concern. Carlton's pressure numbers are starting to go down. And it's starting to affect our stoppage game. So what this shows you, and a great question by JT, handball, it's all pointing that way. Kick to handball still saying the same way. Carlton are one of the top 5 sides in the league that rely on kicking efficiency when we've probably got the worst kicks in the league. So it's fascinating to see. But if we look at this, good news, Port Adelaide are equally bobbins, if not more bobbins. They are sliding. I mean, this isn't a football team. This is literally the bar graph of a team that is named after a place a boat sleeps. Look at the state of it.
So this is a genuine fraud off.
It's kind of a fraud off. It's what this is one team that is in kind of. I think both of these teams are in the same place at the minute. I said it in my preview. I called this the "Who Am I" derby. This is like 2 teams right now who haven't got a Scooby-Doo what they stand for. They're both trying to do something that they're not. They're trying to be a bit of something they're not. You see, Port are shifting away from the territorial game that is Ken Hinckley's game. Right? He's straying away from it. So that would say to me that Josh Carr has a little bit of influence and they're slowly starting to adapt into what he wants to be. Carlton, it feels like Voss doesn't quite know what he is at the minute. You're starting to see, and if we take them in blocks of 5, things fluctuate really heavily. So it's not really a form thing. I would say Voss's issue at the minute is it's a tinkering thing. He's tinkering and tinkering and tinkering, and he's kind of lost what originally worked because he's tinkered so much, and he's now just left with a pile of rubble. It's a fascinating battle.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you're telling me there's a chance tomorrow?
Well, I mean, if we go back and look at Carlton's data metrics, the big thing that screams at Carlton is the things that we get excited about genuinely. How many inside 50s do you produce? How many inside 50s do you stop? Carlton's differential top 5 in the league. That's the same for the season as well, really being strong. Carlton's intercept game is on point. They're creating a lot of intercepts. What is quite interesting is the last couple of weeks, Carlton have been getting the ball on the outside with Binns being there because Binns doesn't know what the corridor is. And Carlton's contested possession differential starting to change a little bit. Number 1 in the league. You can see Carlton, it's slowly starting to come down. So there's some positives. The issue is with Carlton at the minute is it's almost like Voss's fix for this has to been overload the corridor. That's been a real noticeable thing the last 3 or 4 games. Overload the corridor and sit back a little bit off the opposition and put players where people kick as opposed to getting to where they're kicking from. And we're not seeing any noticeable change in scoring output. So that would usually indicate you're either shit or, because we've got 3 years of metrics where Carlton have been quite free scoring, that there is a structural change that these boys aren't quite breaking the ceiling. And it's the old sunflower analogy, isn't it? If you put a roof on well, I mean, it's a good analogy, I think, is the fleas. If you put a wall, a roof in a container of fleas for a couple of days, and then you remove that, the maximum height a flea will jump for the rest of his life is the ceiling. And it feels like that's kind of what we've done to our players. This year, there's been a definite ceiling of this is the risks you take. And Voss has removed that. But these boys now can't remember there is a ceiling.
I see. It's got to
and
free
that's
their
how I
minds.
would best describe what I'm seeing data-wise.
Okay.
And it's hard to recreate that energy in sport. If you take the excitement away, it's hard to bring it back.
Okay. Man, that's brilliant. I wanted to. That was great. I want to check this out. Here's your boy.
He's my boy. Ah, Bubs!
Hang on. Oh, what have I done?
I have seen this, and he's speaking to his dad. Can I just say, Aaron,
his dad, one of the great gentlemen you will ever spend time with. Proper salt of the earth is Aaron.
Love
Proper
that.
human being.
I haven't seen this.
Ready to come to Adelaide? I'm paying. Yeah, I'm paying. Yeah, me and Flinny. Yeah. No, it's good. Very good. I'm pumped. Can't wait. There's a link to Charlie, you and him. Yeah, he just tried to have a presentation in front of everyone. I think he screwed it up a bit. But yeah, can't wait. It's good. Can't wait to get his up here. He's not going to answer. Hey, Big Far. How are you? Gonna have to get on a plane to Adelaide. I'm flying. Nah, I mean, I just got told then. No, I don't know how to feel. I'm in shock. They just in front of the group then. We just said captain's running Adelaide and just told me, I love you. I'll speak to you soon. You'll know what's going on. I'm in. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm in. I just got told then in the meeting.
Nah, swear. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Is it just me? Or like, do you love the swearing? Like, I fucking love it. This silly PR club getting some swear words in there, you know?
Genuinely, I like it. You can see, like, honestly, I got the pleasure at the BNF. I was sat with Billy Wilson's family as well. And his mum and dad, honestly, two of the nicest human beings. And his dad is, like, honestly, not many people I sit and have a beer with. And I'm like, I actually would enjoy this guy's company. But I can... Billy's Pominos royalty, one of the guys we interviewed as well. So real good human being. Like he'll go well to, and I love the fact they actually, you know what? This is a rare bit of Pom love, right? Bit of Pom love for what Carlton have done this week. But I do actually love the fact they've dropped Carroll.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that before anyone goes, oh, but he's our youth, is he's going to have two people playing ahead of him in Blake Acres. I know that makes you feel sick, and Sam Doherty. But they are bodies, and we've seen this happen before where Carroll has had to be Binns' protection. Billy Wilson does his best work on the front foot. He doesn't want to be defending for Jackson Binns missing targets. So the people that are going to play ahead of him are bodies. His best work is with the ball in hand, getting up ahead on the ground, enjoying himself. You don't want him bogged down with defending. So I was kind of excited that he's given him the best chance here of succeeding, because he's playing around people that are going to protect his deficiencies. If he's told tomorrow, go out there, take the game on, give Willie Rioli and Joe Richards some fucking work, he can do that. And he's a very good player.
The other part to the story. So Charlie, I know Billy was living with Charlie.
Was, yeah.
And was Flynn also living with Charlie?
I'm not too sure about that, but I do remember when I interviewed Billy, he surprised me with Charlie.
Yeah, because I think Charlie met. I think Charlie was sort of saying it like, so maybe he had Flynn over for a little bit of his place. Anyway, the point I'm getting at is maybe there's a chance here for Charlie to become Uncle Charlie. You know, he's going to look after the young ones that are coming in. He's lived with them. He's got a connection with them. And when Charlie becomes Uncle Charlie or Big Bro, then maybe that can spark him a little bit.
It would definitely be Big Bro. Because you know Charlie, if he was like the uncle, he's the uncle that teaches your kids the first swear word.
True.
Like legit, he is. Like, because I'm that uncle and I have kids. So no, I like it. I think it's a good thing for him. I think that's a good thing for him. And he's in the leadership group, so I know people get surprised about this, but they're the kind of things you've got to do if you're a leader of the football club, aren't they?
That's true. Well, the team's show has gone for 3 hours. Can you believe that?
Charlie would be giving her baby a beer. 100% he'd be doing a Tim Flowers, mate, after Blackburn won it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what, though? Just if you ever get a chance to speak to Charlie, he's a weird cookie. He ain't what you think he is. He's very, very free will and things like that. I genuinely have noticed, and I said it on Team Show, my issue with Charlie at the minute is he looks disinterested in doing the things he wants to do.
Yeah.
Flynn Young kicking the ball into him, that might give him it. That might inject something. That might inject something for him. Because I don't think he's been fully the same. And this is just a speculation since Ed's left.
Yeah.
And it's amazing sometimes playing with people that maybe you're mentoring or maybe who look up to you, how sometimes that can just give you a little bit of a lift. And I feel that's what Charlie needs, a little bit of energy. And I think Flynn and Billy, they're going to be the first to get around Charlie and ruffle his hair when he kicks a snag. And Charlie's going to get around them when they deliver a ball, their first goal assist. He's going to get in there. So I think that might be something that might help him.
All right.
I do like Flynn, though. Isn't there something about Flynn?
There is something about Flynn. There is.
You know what
there is
turns
something
me on about
him.
Flynn? And I say this every mid-season draft. He asked for a 6-month deal, which turns me on because that's a guy saying, I don't need security. All I need is a fucking chance.
Yeah, and I'll
give
show
me
you.
a chance and you'll give me the year deal.
Yeah.
So that says something about him. But when I heard his backstory, working with with disabled kids, also playing football, the passion he had for that, which was a selflessness. There's something about him. I like a backstory. I feel like there's a backstory there of a man that is everything you want culturally because it's all about the football thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing Flynn go out there. He's got the opportunity. And fuck me, being a half forward at Carlton Football Club must be the most exciting thing in the world because you're basically playing spuds, no offense. I get it. I mean, as long as he can hold a ball and kick it, he's probably got a job for life.
Yeah. All right, mate. Let's wrap it up because it's been a marathon of a team show. Thanks for calling in. And thanks for everyone who tuned in. See you tomorrow.
Go Blues!
Go Blues.